What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at again with another Just Chillin podcast call-in show edition. I don't know why I said edition, but I was not able to do it this Tuesday because I had a midterm. That midterm, I hope I passed, guys. There was 9 questions. I only finished 7.5. I know I got like 4 or 5 of them correct. I don't know about the other 2.5. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Hopefully your boy did okay, but we'll see what happens. I also got, what I'm saying, got the fresh cut. I don't know if I'm rocking with the thick beard. I got like a thick beard thing going. I usually do it a lot thinner. I don't know. You guys let me know. Should I bring it back down to thinner? I'm not really a thick beard guy. Anyway, let's get right into it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Viz in here, Toast, Evan Ingram. Hey, yo, what's up, Evan Ingram? Jason Allen, Jaden the Champ, Football Talk with Benny, Bobby Woodruff, Joe Yaddow, Ramin Chaudhry, John Doe, Connor Steven, Lestat Walton, Cognac, Nate Talks Giants, Tracy Stang, and I think that's everybody. All right, guys, let's get it in. Let's start off first with Logan. We got 5 members in the back already. Logan, what's up, man? How you doing?
Kush back at it again with the fresh fade.
The fresh. You know what? I get a fade. That's what I always get. It doesn't show that much. I don't know why, but I always get a fade.
Evan Ingram's in the chat. No need to fear. The Pro Bowler is here. We're good.
We're good. Yeah. So what's up, Logan? What you trying to talk, man?
I was wondering, would you consider Christian Darrisaw
at 11?
Yes.
If Slater is gone, yeah. I mean, I don't mind.
I'm saying even if Slater is still there.
If Slater's still there, I'm taking Slater over Darrisaw.
You think, though? Because I feel Christian Darrisaw is the best pass protector in the draft, so I feel like he could protect Daniel Jones better than Slater could.
I feel like that's very much up to like everybody's own subjective opinion. I think Rashawn Slater is better overall.
Would you have Rashawn Slater play guard, though?
I know it's the idea people have explored. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I haven't looked into actually shifting the guy to guard. I know it's like I said, it's the idea people explored. I'm completely down for it if they do it. Hopefully it works out.
I'm kind of on the Azeez Ojulari train, but I'm kind of shifting towards an offensive lineman. I feel like with all the holes we filled up in free agency, I couldn't be mad at any pick unless it was a running back or a quarterback, obviously.
No, you're lying to me and to yourself. You would be mad if we picked up Rousseau.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If we took Rousseau, I'd kind of be salty. Yeah,
no, listen, I'll say this. I'm legitimately at the point where it's like, yeah, I won't be mad with anything that we do. You know what I'm saying? That's where I am as well. I see Cognac asking who's the best edge in the draft. The best edge in the draft, well, that's open to interpretation, right? Like
Ojulari.
Some people think it's Kwity Paye because he's technically an edge in a 4-3. I don't think he'll be an edge in our system in a 3-4. If you're looking at outside linebacker, you're looking at Azeez Ojulari, in my opinion. Then there's Jalen Phillips, a guy with a little bit of an injury history, but if he's fully healthy, he's probably the best edge in the class. There's a couple guys there for competing for that spot, so to speak.
Yeah. Or you could get people are saying draft Azeez Ojulari to play tight end, and I'm like, bruh, really?
No, the joke is draft Greg Rousseau to play tight end.
Wait, what did I say?
Ojulari.
Oh my god. I meant to say what's his name? Rousseau. But apparently at his pro day, Micah Parsons ran a 4.35.
Yeah, no, I saw. Also, people were, they were kind of not necessarily freaking out, but they were all getting excited over the fact that Joe Judge was in attendance. I'm like, all right, listen.
He was looking at other players.
There's other players at Penn
Jason
State.
Owe.
All right, there's other players at Penn State. Pat Freiermuth as well.
Yeah, Pat Freiermuth,
Jason Owe, the receiver whose name I can't remember to save my life for some reason right now. Listen, he could very well be looking at Micah Parsons, right? And I would love to be proved wrong. You know what I'm saying?
It's also a hand time.
But it's like, there's other players that attend Penn State University, all right? Like, there's other players there. It's not just Micah Parsons.
Yeah, and I don't want Micah Parsons on the team for reasons I'm not going to get into because your channel is monetized. But I mean, would you still like Chaz Surratt in the 2nd or 3rd round, even though we got linebackers?
I wouldn't mind it. I mean, I'm obviously not harping on it for that to happen as much as I was before because I feel like I'm personally comfortable with rolling out Ragland and Tate Crowder at the 2nd spot, but I'm not going to complain if we do it either. And thank you, Benny, for the breaking news. He says another piece added to the Cowboys defense. They're signing free agent safety Damonte Gazy after his visit yesterday, per Ian Rappaport. Thank you, Kenny. The Cowboys have been very quiet in free agency, basically after re-signing Dak. And
Bro,
Dominic, I completely agree with you. He says I could totally see us getting Parsons if he's there. I'm just worried we run into another DeAndre Baker situation. That's what everybody's worried about right now, man. In fact, this is a little bit more serious than the DeAndre Baker situation. Although I will say, ever since the allegations came out, that's literally all that happened. There's nothing else that happened that suggests that he is actually guilty. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. But the fact that the allegations are there, in my opinion, is enough to turn off Joe Judge.
Yeah, and plus, besides that thing, didn't he pull a knife on somebody too?
Yeah, that was all in the allegations, bro.
Yeah. But thanks for having me on. That's probably all I gotta say.
All right, then. For those of you wondering why Logan being so quick, he got to go watch the Knicks get destroyed. All right, thank you, Logan.
Thanks.
Next up, we got Bobby. Bobby, I added you earlier, and you were like on a phone call or something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's
Guess
up,
who I
man?
was talking to?
I don't know.
I was talking to Cop Pizzle. I'm sorry.
Nice.
I was here early. I was here way early this morning. I was waiting for an hour and a half on your channel.
Mm-hmm.
Can you have everybody on at one time, or just one person?
No, because it's a
time?
call, and I'm just gonna be, it's gonna be one person in, one person out.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Well,
it's not a panel. If it was a panel show, I would do that, but it's a regular call-in show.
Okay, but at least we got what we need. Killing Galloway, we got him.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. We got some defensive players we need to.
Mm-hmm.
It was excellent. I think we did A+ in our free agency this year.
Yeah.
What about you?
I only A+. That's the only grade I could give it. What do you think about the corner we got, Jackson?
Yeah, he's good. I think he's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did he play with the other guy last year too?
With who?
Not last year, but before he played with the guy we got, Logan.
He played with Logan, yeah.
Yeah, that's why they wanted to have him in. They recruited him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's good. He's supposed to be very good. I got a haircut, do you see?
Yeah, nice haircut, man.
I shaved for the day.
Mm-hmm.
For the special occasion because you're on.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been like for the draft, maybe a month in advance or something.
Do you know if what's the name is here tonight?
Who?
What's the name? You know who I'm talking about.
No, if she was, it would have been like a guest show type thing, not a call.
Oh, I wish she was here. We miss her.
I mean, I can't do anything about that.
Yeah, Steffi. That's her name. That's my daughter's name. So the Yankees look good this year, right? You're a Yankee fan, right?
I am a Yankee fan, but I'm a casual baseball fan. I don't watch it that seriously.
Well, April 1st starts the opening day baseball.
On April Fool's, yeah. That's kind of fun.
How was New York today? How was the weather?
Today, it was like in the 50s, 60s.
We were in the
nice.
70s today. It was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
I loved spring. I hate winter.
I mean, everybody loves spring. I don't know one person that prefers winter.
Not me. A lot of people do. Some people don't. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the Giants, I think their record could be 11-6 this year.
11-6?
Yeah.
I like it.
What about you?
No, I think we could be anywhere from 8 to 12 wins, and that's a big window. But I feel like we could slide anywhere in there from 8 to 12.
Yeah, and then we'll probably win the East. I think we could win the East.
Yeah, if we get like above 10 wins, I think that's winning the East. It's not going to be easy though, because Washington is serious.
Yeah, I'm not worrying about them. They don't have a quarterback.
They have a really good team though around their quarterback.
Yeah, they have a defense. Oh, big deal. We could probably.
They have an offense too, Bobby.
They do not have no offense.
Yes, they got Antonio Gibson, Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin, and Adam Humphries, and their tight end Logan Thomas.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot. Yeah, but I like our tight end we picked up, Kyler Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted him last year. I wish we could have picked him up last year, but we didn't get him.
I don't know if he was a free agent last year.
But he was good. He's good. That's why I like him. Mm-hmm. What was the other Minnesota tight end they have over there too?
Irv Smith Jr., I think.
Oh, that's the other one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who's their wide receiver guy? That's pretty good.
Adam Thielen.
That's who. I thought he was a tight end too. Okay, he's a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked him too. I wish we picked him up too.
But he's not a free agent.
Yeah, but if he was, we could have picked him up.
Yeah, if he was, but yeah.
We could have got him instead of John Ross.
I mean, we
You
got
think
Kenny
John Ross
Galladay.
is good? Yeah, Kenny Galladay is awesome.
Yeah.
I still think Daniel Jones has a great arm.
Mm-hmm. Daniel Jones has a really good arm.
Yes, they don't use him like. They used him pretty good last year. He threw the ball down the field a little bit last year, but now this year they're going to do a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Throw down the field. That's what we got to do. Who's
I mean,
next after
they have
me?
to. Mike Nixon.
Oh, my pal Mike Nixon. Yes, he's from New York, right?
Mike,
he
I
from?
think, is from the Connecticut, Pennsylvania, one of the
Oh, yeah,
tri-state areas.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yes, Pennsylvania. Yeah. The Eagles, where the Eagles smell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the Eagles.
I hate the Eagles with a passion. I can't wait to play them this year. I want to play them this year so we could bury them into the ground.
I think we're going to sweep them this year.
They're going to be a really bad team. They might be one of the worst teams this year.
They have nothing. They don't have nothing.
They have Joe Flacco as their quarterback. I know. That was my reaction.
But one thing, though, when he was on the what's his team? Oh, wait. Was he? No, he wasn't the quarterback.
He was on the Ravens, but that's years ago.
Yeah, he didn't win the Super Bowl with them, did they?
Yeah, I think that was
against
47.
Our team. We got our butts kicked.
Oh, no, that wasn't a Joe Flacco Ravens. That was
who was that?
Joe Flacco. I don't even know who the quarterback was.
Oh, wait. No.
That was the 2000 Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're right. That's right, because didn't they play the 49ers?
That was 47. That was like
yeah, that's when the lights went out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was brother against brother too, right?
Mm-hmm. For the head coaches. Yeah, thank you, Rob. It was Trent Dilfer was the quarterback.
That's him, Trent Dilfer. Thank you, Rob. Yep. You know who I like too? I like Sean Payton. Remember Sean Payton?
Sean who?
Payton, the offensive coach we used to have.
Sean Hayden?
No, Payton. He's the coach on the Saints.
Yeah, I know he's the coach on the Saints. I never knew Sean Payton used to be with the Giants.
Yeah, he was the offensive
coach.
Whoa,
I just learned something right there.
Yeah, you never knew that?
I didn't know that, no.
Do you remember when they played the Colts in the Super Bowl?
He was here from 99. Well, yeah, it's before my time, so it makes sense. From 99 to when? To 2000 something. It's not.
Yeah, then he went to the Saints. I was upset. But do you remember when they played the Colts in the Super Bowl?
You talking about the Saints?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Against the Colts. Yep. Remember that ballsy movie made at halftime? After halftime? What was the ballsy movie made at halftime?
I don't know.
They did an onside kick.
Oh yeah, the only onside kicks to work out in Super Bowl history. Right?
Yes, that was awesome. You have to have some balls. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's okay. You dropped it by accident. It's all good.
I know. I heard Logan because he was going to mention the other guy. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I'll be quiet. Yeah, you know what I mean, right? Hey, that was a good call. I wouldn't have done that.
Man.
But that was a good call.
That was a Super Bowl that Jesus, man. The Colts got blown out and
Yeah, Peyton Manning. Ugh, I hate that. I don't like that guy at all.
Why don't you like
Eli.
Peyton?
I don't like that's.
I mean,
Eli's sister.
we all like Eli, but why don't you like Peyton?
That's Eli's sister.
Why?
Because I call him that. I don't like it. He did an ESPN commercial with him, and he kicked him on the butt. Do you see that commercial? He kept kicking Eli in the butt.
I did not.
Yeah, look that up. ESPN commercial with Eli and his brother Peyton. Yep.
Okay.
He keeps kicking him in the hallway.
I mean, well, that was for, oh, I know which one you're talking about, but that's for comedy.
Yeah, but he's not that funny.
Okay.
Eli did it to his sister. That would have been funny, kicking him in the butt instead of him doing that. And Seahawk is asleep. I was going to bring her around to say hi.
It's okay. But, Bobby, let me get your last thoughts before I pop you out.
Yeah, okay. So you're not staying on too long tonight?
I'm going to go until like 11.
All right. So, yeah, I gotta get to bed early. I have to drive my daughter to school tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to be, I say 11 to 6, like I said before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to have a good year this year. We're going to definitely sweep the Eagles.
What about the
And
Cowboys?
I hope we do that. Oh, I do. Yeah, both teams I don't like. I do like Washington.
So you think we might split with Washington then?
Yeah, Washington's a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas has a good team too. Their offense is good though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got good defensive players. They might do something for us in defense. All right,
Yeah.
so I let you have Mike Nixon next.
For sure, Bobby. Thank you for
I'll
calling
listen
in.
to you though. I won't go to bed. I'll just listen to you.
For sure, man. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you for having me on.
Mike, what up, bro? What's up? How you doing? What's up with the Knicks right now? I'm good, man.
We are down by 5.
Oh, wow. For those of you that don't know, before the stream started, Mike was depressed. Now he's down by 5, and he's not depressed anymore.
I don't know what it is about the Knicks, but
Bro, I don't know why you're happy, Mike. We're still down.
I know, but at least we came back, and Julius Randle's about to check in. So, you know what that means. That boy's gonna start eating.
He only has 9 so far tonight, but RJ continuing his nice stretch, 17, 5, and 10. Oh, man. What's happening with Quickly? Are they not putting him in as much as he used to be in? Or, like, is he just calmed down? Has he just calmed down on the season?
Calm down. He has his moments.
Mm-hmm.
He has his moments. But I do have some news. Kenny Galladay will be wearing 19, and Adoree Jackson will be wearing 22.
Oh, okay. So I expected Galladay to wear 19. Where'd you get the news? Was it on Giants.com or something?
Art Stapleton tweeted it.
Nice. Did he say if there was anything behind Adoree's number, behind the 22?
I don't think so.
Okay. That's pretty cool, though. I mean, I feel like we expected Galladay to be wearing 19. Is there any defensive back or running back that's worn 22 before? Or safety that we should know about?
Not that I can remember.
And so a couple other ones that were announced because I just found a tweet here. So Galladay 19, Jackson will be wearing 22. The fullback Cullen Gillespie, probably butchered his name, is going to be wearing 36. Reggie Ragland will be wearing 55. Afidi will be I don't know. Some people might find this funny. Some people might be like, "Oh man," Afidi will be wearing 94. So direct replacement to Dalvin Thomason right there, and John Ross will be wearing 12. So the only guys that don't have numbers yet are Kyle Rudolph, Ryan Anderson, Booker, and Zach
that's
Fulton.
because Caden Smith wears Rudolph's number.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I got to ask you because I didn't get a chance to make a video on it today. I was preoccupied with making that 2018 draft video, which, by the way, if any of you in the chat haven't seen, go check it out. Basically, me giving my thoughts 3 years or 4 years after the fact with the 2018 draft. What do you think about us signing that guy, Zach Fulton, the guard from Houston?
It's pretty much a death move. It's a death move, but see, I don't know how to feel about it. He did good in Kansas City and played god awful in Texans, but let's be real. Anybody besides Watson plays bad in Houston.
Real quick, let me get the super chat. Thank you. Shout out to Max Hustle for the $2 super chat. He says, "You're that better?" LOL. Yes, that's a lot better than just a short year, Max. Thank you. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't know. I don't think this takes us out of the running for taking offensive linemen within the first 2 rounds. I'm still doing that. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I ain't ever heard of this guy, Zach Fulton, before. I haven't had a chance to look at him yet, like I said, or just look at the news in general. So what I'm getting at, what I know about him is what Mike just told me. He was bad in Houston, which everybody expects with any Houston offensive lineman, but he was okay in KC. Is that like about it? What you got from him, or when you took a look at him?
Yeah.
And what is somebody in the chat? If you guys could update me on him as well, let me know. But I don't think I think we're still in the running for O lineman first 2 rounds.
But I am either for a receiver or don't kick me out for saying this, but Parsons.
And so Mike, thank you for tuning in, bro. Always appreciate it. You there?
But
yeah, no, I don't. Here's the thing. I don't know.
They lied. They lied.
Mike, real quick, right? I don't know why people think I don't want Parsons. I've just like, and this happened in the video I put out yesterday with Where Will We Go at 11. I'm like, I acknowledge and I love Parsons as a player because he's one of the best defensive talents in the draft. But all I was saying is I acknowledge the fact that Joe Judge is probably not going to want him. Not I don't want him. Joe Judge is probably not going to want him because of the allegations. But yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Because if they got the age correct, he did this while he was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And now, high schoolers make mistakes all the time. I'm about giving second chances. And he has a kid because there were quotes because I was listening to Entertainer's video, and he did this when he was 17 or 18 years old. And I'm pretty sure that age you're in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it was so long ago. I'm about giving second chances. And, if he learned from his mistakes and nothing recent has come out about him, I think he's focused on being a great football player.
Yeah, now, I mean, listen, and Nate said it right there, right, in the chat. He's like, I think the thing about Parsons off the field stuff, if his character is good enough for Judge, is good enough for me. And at the end of the day, I completely agree with that. If somehow, some way, Judge actually says, or, they have a meeting, like a long meeting, and Judge is like, you know what, I'm fine with him being on the team, then I'm fine with him being on the team. Because we know Judge, that's the whole reason I think that the chances of him being here are slim. So if he bypasses those slim chances, I'm going to trust Joe Judge because Joe Judge is not somebody that jokes around with character issues or that jokes around with allegations like this. You know what I mean?
But my number one, though, would be receiver.
Oh, you're still going receiver first?
Yeah. Because then and by the way, the Knicks are up by 3.
Mike, didn't I tell you behind the scenes before we started, bro, calm down. It's only 11. Didn't I say that?
I know, but the way we were playing was god-awful.
Listen, man, all they need is to feel a little bit down, and then they're like, oh, we need to start playing real. What do you think about Parsons, though? Where would he fit in here? Because I don't see him as, like, a Mike, right? But maybe he could be a good second middle linebacker to Blake. I think maybe he's better suited at edge, to be honest. Maybe I'm misevaluating him. Where do you think Parsons fits?
I think he can play middle, outside, or edge.
So you think he could be either one?
Either one.
Doesn't that remind you a little too much of Isaiah Simmons?
Yeah, but I
mean, why do you have more faith in him than you do Isaiah Simmons? Is it because of Penn State bias? You're a Penn State fan, or what is it?
I just
because at the end of the day, right? The prospect sounds a lot like him.
Isaiah Simmons played all over. All Parsons has to do is play middle or outside linebacker.
You know where I think he fits the best? 4-3 outside linebacker. I think that's where he fits the best. And real quick, I want to answer this because Edward asked it a couple times before I forget. He says, when's the next We Need to Talk episode? So technically, Edward, it was today. It was an unofficial We Need to Talk episode. The reason I didn't actually label it We Need to Talk, it's in the playlist, The reason I didn't label it is because the tone of that video is different from those We Need to Talk videos. The We Need to Talk videos are a bit more serious, a bit more cut and dry with one static background music. But it's essentially the same thing as the point of that series, which is to talk about, recent events. I still feel like 2018 is recent enough to see how it affects the team in the future. It was the draft video I put out today about the 2018 Giants draft was an unofficial episode that We Need to Talk episode. I just couldn't figure out a way of how to get that content to fit the tone of the series. That's why it's unofficial, if that makes sense. So I hope that answers your question.
But don't get me wrong. If we take O-line in the first round, I'm not going to cry because I know it's a need.
I mean, listen, I don't think anybody's complaining if we get Rashawn or God forbid if Mike Parsons, if Penny Sewell falls there. But it's probably going to be Rashawn. What do you think about Darisaw? Because I got asked that by Logan.
I have to watch highlights on him, but everything I hear, he's good. He's good.
And by the way, shout out to everybody just tuning in. I see Joseph in there, PJ, Fernando. What's up, guys? Mike, let me get your last thought, though, because I got Joel and then Zeke.
Just know the Knicks are pulling away.
Don't jinx it. Knock on wood. Knock on wood right now. There you go.
But Hub, it's always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Mike. And my bad I couldn't be getting back to you in the Discord. I've just been busy this week. It's midterm week for me. Yeah.
It's okay, man. It's okay. You got school, and hopefully you passed your midterm.
Bro, don't remind me, yo. I'm not even going to get the grade for that from like 2 weeks from now. That's what's crazy about it. But yeah, Mike, thank you for calling in, man.
No problem, Hub.
Have a good one. And shout out to the chat, man. You guys are great. Shout out to Calvin in here. Member, Arizona fan. He said, Giants are all set. Congrats. Hey, Calvin, let's hold the horses. We need to see them on the field first. I'm excited too, but I need to see them on the field first. He says, leave my Simmons alone. He was just confused. And by the way, Calvin, drop in the chat. Where do you think, as a Cardinals fan, Simmons should be playing, going into the 21 season? With that being said, shout out to Mac Giants fan. Let me get Joe Yaddow in here. The King beard, unfortunately, my very weak beard is kind of gone. What up, Joe?
Yeah, come to the dark side, Hub. Come to the dark side. Man, you're looking all fresh there in that Manscaped trim. With 20% off if you use the code HUB. Don't be a loner. Shave your whatchamacallit. Okay?
Don't be a loner.
That's right. Your balls.
Y'all see the code scrolling at the bottom there.
That's right. Let's travel back in time. End of the season. I said we need alignment at 11. How y'all feeling now?
100%. Listen.
All right, the beard knows. Okay, the beard knows. Here's another thing. When I said I didn't want Leo because I thought he would be too expensive, I said I wanted Dalvinson. However, I did not realize Gettleman and what's his name are a genius are for getting Leo that low of a cap hit. I did not see that.
Yeah, they're not geniuses. They're sorcerers.
How they did that, because I said we needed to get a lot of guys for free agency. We had so many holes, and that was such a concern.
And look how many guys we got.
But that's where my point comes in. We needed that money to get that. This is Judge's team now. I mean, if you really think about it, from 2012 until 2017, your video hit the perfect day for me to come on. We have nobody on the roster outside of Evan Ingram. Our depth is nowhere to be found. So Reese is still coming back to haunt us. This is what, people, when you rebuild, it doesn't always happen in 2 or 3 years. Your quarterback takes 2 or 3 years to develop. We're all still worried about the old line. That's what I said. Gettleman had a good draft. You got Barkley and all those guys. And then,
That's the whole reason, Joe. That's the whole reason I made that vid, by the way, too. Because we all know this offseason, people, for some reason, have been killing the 2018 draft. And before I made the vid, if a mod could drop the link to it in the chat for anybody that didn't see it, before I dropped the vid, I was just thinking to myself, are we really doing this right now? The 2018 draft was a good draft. And everybody agreed that it was a good draft up until it seems this year. Like, we got, in my opinion, 2 starters in Hernandez and Barkley. You know what?
Yes.
Make that 3, because as of right now, Lorenzo Carter is still a starter. A really good depth piece in Hill that should be a starter. But like I said in the video, the only reason he isn't is because Leonard Williams got traded here. But now that Dalvin Tomlinson is gone, maybe he gets back into that starting spot. Maybe not. We'll see. And a good depth piece in RJ, even though I did admit in the video he might be gone. But I mean, depth pieces can be replaced. That's why they're depth pieces. I'm like, let's not pretend that 2018 wasn't a good draft around.
No, if you really look back at it, it was because we got so many of them starting players. But New England goes out this year and spends $100 million on people, and they just did a great free agency. The Giants do it, and we're crap. We can't win, we can't lose. So I'm very happy. And then we just signed a lineman too, didn't we?
From what's his name? Zach Fulton, guard from Texans.
Yes. So I mean, we're starting to get depth. This is Judge's team. This draft. This is really Judge's draft. This is where we're going to decide what this team does. Everybody right now is saying, what holes do we fill? We really have no idea, okay? These are the guys that are going to make the impact in year 2, 3, 4, 5 for Joe Judge. We have our team right now that's going to be on the field. So our first, second, third round picks are going to see playing time, but they're not going to have to start. So this is where we really need to look at best player available who can start at a above average level, but has the highest ceiling.
So that's what you're looking for at 11 BPA?
Yes, I want the guy because with all these depth pieces, you know, we got another guard. Is he the greatest? Well, you know what? Hopefully his pass blocking is better than Lemieux's. We signed that backup center, so we got somebody in case something happens to Gates. You know, so
we currently have line depth. Yes. I feel like my concern, everybody's concern, still is we still don't know what's happening at right guard.
Well, we got to trust our line coaches.
I would still draft the guard or somebody that could play there, wouldn't you?
If he's the best player available when we're picking, yes.
I'm not talking just at 11. I'm talking maybe second round as well.
That's what I'm talking.
Okay.
You know how you on KB's Blues channel, your Young Guns podcast last night, you were saying even an offensive tackle in the first and a guard in the second. If those are the best, this is how the Giants and this is how Judge is going to create this team is through this draft. This is the one that's going to define what direction this team really goes in. That this is no more losing. And when I said the Giants are going 12-5, how do you feel now?
I still think it's a range of 8 to 12, man. I need to see this product on the field. I need to see the product on the field before I believe it.
Right, but you're still, your number went up to 12-5. I mean, before you were 8 to 10 win.
Yeah, before I was 8 to 10, I will say. Before I was like 8 to 10, now I'm like 8 to 12.
Right, but we have to hope. Everything is contingent on the defense. If the defense can just be a top 10 defense next year, just top 10, top 8, top 9, and we get Barkley back, and we're consistently running the ball. And Garrett can come somehow stop his nonsense and realize he's got playmakers, that we have playmakers. But it all hinges still on Daniel Jones' season is on the offensive line.
And by the way, John Doe is out here saying Joel is spot freaking on, man.
Right. This is what we got to realize. We've been rebuilding. You know what? We're still rebuilding. Every year you rebuild the team. Let's look at the guys that are on a 1-year contract, like Lorenzo Carter. He's only got 1 year left. Do you really think he's coming back? Look at those positions for the draft, because that's what we're going to need. We spent next year's money already this year to get Judge's guys that he wants. So we're not doing this again in free agency. And I really don't think the Giants wanted to do it the way they're doing it now, but the COVID and everything hit and cap dropped because we only got 16 million next year if the cap is at 210.
That number could change. It's an estimate as of right now.
Right, that is an estimate, but it could go down to 200. So we've only got 6 million. And meanwhile, Peppers is sitting there. So they're going to have to do this game and again next year to re-sign Barkley or put him under the franchise, re-sign Peppers or put him under the franchise.
And I got faith in them doing that because, like you said, a lot of contracts are set to come off the books after this season.
They are, but now what are we doing with Ingram? Because this is his 5th year.
You already know what I want to do with Ingram.
I know what you want to do with him, but if Judge likes him and Judge sees something, it's like, all right, we'll go back to Gettleman when he got rid of OBJ. You don't get rid of talent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what basically the game's about, is who's the most talented player. So that's where I think they brought Rudolph in for a year to see what he can do and learn under somebody with that much experience.
Well, it is a 2-year contract, so here's the thing. If he does good, they keep him for that 2nd year.
Right, exactly. But you're still going to have to, have contracts for 3 players because if you do bring Ingram back, you got him, you got Peppers, you got Barkley. And then the following year, if Daniel Jones balls out, you got him the following year. And then let's not forget, we've got Hernandez that's going to be right there. He's going to need a contract. So
that's why, Joel, when you said there's 16 mil left, I don't think that's actually going to be it. I feel like that's a very rough estimate. I think we're going to have maybe like 20 to 30 mil.
Well, yeah, because Solder will probably be gone. We'll cut him, so we'll say 14 mil. So that automatically bumps it up to 30.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that other center we got? Pulley.
Harrison.
We got to cut him.
Oh, yeah. Pulley has to be cut this year. I think he's going to be gone this year. Harrison, the guy from the Jets, might be gone next year.
Yeah, but he was only a 1-year deal, wasn't it? It was
that's what I'm saying. So he's going to be gone next year.
Right. So, we're going to have to just break this up. Next year is going to be a whole different team again until judges draft.
In my opinion, it won't be a whole different team. It will be different depth because those are the guys that are going to disappear.
Well,
it's going to be the depth.
Lorenzo Carter's gone. Zimenez is gone. Ingram's gone. Soldier will be gone. And then in the secondary, you might have Peppers gone.
Out of everybody you listed there, it's just Peppers and Ingram really that are big impact. Most of the guys are depth.
Right, but that depth.
So that's why I wouldn't call it a completely different team.
Well, it's that depth. It's those backup players. It's those guys who are sitting there itching and waiting to get in because of injury. Because that's the biggest play of the game is injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So, everyone's hyped up right now, and I'm sitting here saying 12-5. However, we saw it last year. I hope it doesn't happen again. Please don't happen again. Barkley went down in week 2. And
that's what I'm saying. I got to see it on the field before I believe your 12-5 prediction.
Right. Well, you know what? If these damn Cowboys and Eagles fans can say it, you know what? As a Giants fan, I'm going to say it.
For the first time in how long?
We're going to smoke the hell out of all them teams. Dallas ain't going to know what hit them.
For the first time in how long can you say that, Joe? How many years?
Oh, man. It's been a long time. I mean, even 2016, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But if those guys are going to do it, you know what? I'm going to sit here and say, well, we're going to sign everybody, and we're going to go 12-5, and we're going to win the division. We're going to have a playoff game at home. We're going to win that playoff game. And then we're going to go to the next team, and we're going to smoke them too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I hope that's how it turns out.
Oh, by the way, what is it, like 5 or 6 days till Godzilla versus King Kong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy because I have spring break next week, so I could actually watch it in peace without worrying about to wake up for a class or something. Yeah, I'm on spring break for a week. Obviously not going anywhere, but I will be watching Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, I will be too. I'll be sitting here waiting on HBO Max.
Did you watch the Snyder Cut yet since you have HBO Max?
No, I haven't watched that one yet.
You should check it out.
Dude, it's fishing season.
I know, Joe, but whenever you check out Godzilla versus Kong, you gotta check out Snyder Cut. I mean, I love it. And if Rob is still in the chat, I know Rob loves it. Oh man, listen, good movie. But Joe, let me get your last thoughts before I pop you out.
Man, just thanks for having me on. I appreciate talking football with you guys. The chat is like the greatest. Thanks everybody for subbing up and tuning in and being real friendly. You couldn't ask for a greater group of fans to get together and we can all have civilized conversations. So, man, it's just like you always say, Hub. It's a big shout out to us guys that support you.
It wouldn't be possible without you
You
guys.
just have a quality show.
Thank you, Joe. And the beard knows, man. So
Beard is
have a
out.
good one. Yeah. Guys, I already dropped the link in the chat, Ms. Rahi. So just ask a mod to repost it. But I dropped the link literally a couple minutes ago. If you scroll up, it should still be there. That being said, Zeke is up next. What up, Zeke? Last member, and then we're gonna get into the regular viewers. How you doing, man?
Hey,
Zeke?
how you doing?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Hey, man. I'm happy that the Giants signed that offensive line, the guard. We needed a guard, and hopefully at 11 we could get Slater, even though they say that he's a guard or maybe a tackle, whatever. But if he could play tackle, put him in tackle, right?
I mean,
And
I think he's gonna be just basically a guard.
guard. Yeah, because college is different than NFL, so
Mm-hmm.
you're right about that. Would you be surprised if Giants took Micah Parsons at 11?
Yeah, I would be surprised. I would. But like I was saying earlier, I'm definitely not gonna be angry. I'd probably be a little bit confused, 100% surprised, but I'm gonna trust and judge that he said, he went through his checks and balances and was like Parsons could fit.
Yeah, because since Joe Judge went to his pro day, I think the Giants might take him. I won't get mad because I think we basically need a linebacker, but not really.
Wait, real quick, I just gotta ask, why are you guys saying I blocked Viz? I can see Viz. What are y'all saying? I don't know what the chat is distracting me a little bit. I have no idea what's going on. But go ahead, there, Zeke. My bad.
It's all right, man. Man, I forgot what I was gonna say. Shoot. Oh, Micah Parsons. Yeah. I wouldn't get mad if we get him at 11. I feel like he fits the scheme a little bit. He will be a really good duo with Blake Martinez, and I feel like since we get him, our defense will be better. And since we just got Jackson, and I think of course Jackson's gonna replace that bad corner we had. I forgot his name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy that the Giants signed him too, man. Our defense is gonna be way better, man. My prediction is that we're gonna have a top 8 defense for sure. We got a good slot corner, Darnay Holmes. We got a good two outs, right? Talented, and I like Adoree Jackson because in his rookie year, he had 17 pass defenses. That's close to James Bradbury. Imagine him being healthy. That would be a really good line. Corner duo, James Bradbury and Adoree Jackson. It's like the 49ers.
That's gonna be one of the best corner duos in the league.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I'm happy the Giants took Kenny Golladay, man. I wasn't keeping my hopes up, but I knew the Giants will get him because
we got him and we got Jackson.
Amazing, man. I was so happy, man. You think that there's ESPN, of course, hating, right? They say that it was overpaid. What you think? Would you think it wasn't overpaid?
Well, yes, but actually no, right? So like, is it an overpay in the sense that like for this year? Yeah, kind of, in my opinion. He got a lot more than I thought he was gonna get. I'll be honest with you. I thought we were gonna get this guy at max 7 or 8 mil. He got 13 mil a year, but it makes sense when you consider the fact that the cap is gonna go up, and also what you get if the guy can stay healthy and if he could perform up to potential. You get a number 1 corner basically playing our number 2 spot. Yep. So that's why I'm like, well, yes, but actually no in terms of overpay.
Yeah, if maybe at if we get a linebacker at 11 or offensive line, um would you like to get Terry from Philadelphia State
At what pick?
at the second round, 46 I think it is, or 42 pick?
That might be a bit high for me. I'd go with him in the third round though.
Third round.
In the second round might be a bit high for me.
He's people think he's not talented, but he really is. To be honest, that dude is pretty big for a receiver to be fast. To be honest, man, and I feel like he will be better than Darius Slayton if
Yeah,
we have him.
if he comes on, he just might beat Slayton out, man. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
because he's like, I'm not saying he's DK, but he could be kind of similar because of his how big he is, how strong he is. You know, um, Michael Parsons ran a 4.38.
Yeah.
That was that was good for a linebacker, man. That's faster than Blake, man. Because Blake runs a 4.5, I think.
Once again, I will say game speed is greater than 40 speed, but yeah, that was surprising for me.
Mhm. Man, I like what's happening in the chat, man. A lot of people, bro.
Yeah, a good amount of people in here.
Yeah.
They were distracting me for a bit, but it is what it is.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
distracted me too, man.
yeah. Zeke, let me get your last thoughts though, bro.
My prediction,
Oh, your predictions. All right, let's hear that.
my prediction and the record. I'll say I'll say 10-6. To be honest, we have to see how the team is first, right? As you said, I got one more question. To be honest,
Hmm.
would you like Would we play against Kansas City Chiefs? Would you like Adoree Jackson to guard Tyreek Hill since he's faster? He will be faster than James Bradbury, and have James Bradbury guard Robinson or somebody else?
I would. I can't answer that. I would just say I'm gonna trust in Patrick Graham because there's teams that have played Kansas City that don't necessarily have speedy corners, but they figured out a way to to take care of Tariq Hill. Of course, we also got to worry about taking care of Travis Kelsey. But if Patrick Graham says, "Listen, man, it's gonna be our speedy corner versus their speedy wide receiver," then I'm with it. If he's gonna say, "I'm still trusting Bradbury," maybe Bradbury's playing a little bit off, then I'm trusting it as well.
Yeah. Would you be surprised if James Bradbury guards Tyreek Hill? Not. I mean Travis Kelsey. I think it is. What's his name?
100%, I'd be surprised because I don't know how many times I'd see a corner on a tight end.
Yeah, because I think usually I seen I think it was a Super Bowl. I think it was a corner guarding Tyreek Hill.
But yeah, that makes sense because Hill's the receiver.
No, not Tyreek Hill. I meant Travis Kelsey. My bad.
Maybe I mean let's see here. They got Tampa Bay had a really great defense, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if James Bradbury guards the tight end after Kelsey, right? Because he's a really good pass defender, and me personally, I think y'all might hate me for this, but I feel like Adoree Jackson could be better than James Bradbury.
I'm not gonna hate you for it. I just think that you're way too high on Adoree Jackson right now. Bradbury was a top
Look,
5 corner in the league.
in his rookie year, he basically had 17 pass defenses, and he has more tackles
Zeke,
than James
I'm not
Bradbury.
Zeke, I'm not denying what you're saying. I'm just gonna repeat what you told me in his rookie year.
Yeah, you're right, but still, he could, because James
Shout out
Bradbury,
to Engraven Vids in the building. Oh, you guys already know I'm Ravens YouTuber.
he's a Ravens
Mm-hmm.
YouTuber, yeah. So like I said, that I think that because James Bradbury is, you know, going up in age, but still, um,
James
the
Bradbury
thing
is in his prime.
he's 28, about to be
Yeah, he's in
29
his prime, bro. He's like 28 in his prime.
in his
Well, he's
prime.
still 27. He's gonna be 28 this year.
28. Well, someone said Zeke, bro. Oh my God, Bradbury locks down people. I know that, but it's just that you know, I still got you got to give the kid a chance to see how he is first. To be honest. Yeah, man. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right, man. Have a good day. Good night.
Nope. Yeah, man. No problem, Zeke. Thank you for calling in. Real quick, chat. Can y'all calm down? And my mods, do I have to take away some wrenches? You guys are acting up, bro. Stop timing out people for no reason. I know Harrison be coming in here and he be sometimes spamming. If he was actually spamming, then yeah, go ahead. But if he wasn't, I mean, come on now. Why are y'all just randomly? That's a L, bro. Anyway, shout out to Zeke for tuning in. Member. Next up, we got Barkley the Goat. Thank you for that name. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be Jaden the Champ. Let's see what's up with him. The Champ is here. What's up, man?
You can hear me? Be good?
Yeah.
All right, what you want to talk about?
I mean, bro, it's what you want to talk about. That's what the calling is for, bro.
Yeah, I do not want Parsons after what just happened. Never mind.
What do you mean after what just happened?
Because you got like allegations like what just happened.
Oh, that wasn't what just happened, bro. Those allegations are from years ago.
Listen, like why they now bringing it up though?
I mean, that's how it works with any professional athlete, right? Like, look at what's happening with Deshaun Watson right now.
Yeah, if you're an NFL player, stay away from females. They will ruin your career on any day of the week.
I don't necessarily condone what Jaden is saying, but yeah.
Nah. I think you should though.
All right, so the last time we had the call and we didn't sign Galladay yet, and we didn't sign Adore yet. So how about you talk about that?
I like the Galladay signing.
Mm-hmm.
It was the best signing we did in free agency, in my opinion. I like the Adore Jackson signing. Some people are not gonna like the contract, but we could just restructure contracts. It's not that hard. But
we already restructured. I think it was yesterday we restructured both Blake's and James's contracts.
Do you know how many contracts we have to restructure on the team?
I don't, because I mean it all depends on how much the front office wants to restructure. It's not like there's a set number.
Oh. Like for the Giants' expectations, I expect us to go like 10-7 if we do 17 games.
Mm-hmm.
How many games you think we're gonna win?
Like I said, my window right now is anywhere between 8 and 12 wins. It's a big window, but that's just how I feel we could land.
And also at number 11, I do not want Parsons. I want between O-line, wide receiver, and maybe edge, but I don't see us going edge at number 11 though.
Mm-hmm. I would still love, you guys know, I want either Azeez Ojulari, the outside linebacker from Georgia, and then if possible Wyatt Davis, the offensive guard, out of Ohio State, I think Wyatt Davis is, in the first 2 rounds, or a legit offensive lineman in the first round, whether that's Slater, whether it's Darisaw, whether it's somehow a guy like AVT, and then maybe Jason Owe in the second round, or maybe a receiver in the second round. Like, there's so many ways you could go, right? That's why I love this free agency, because it opened those doors.
And listen, I want to talk about the media, because the media loves to hate the Giants. Because in the Super Bowl next year, it's going to be media versus the New York Giants. Because, if we're going to win. Because anything we do, they will hate any move we do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like with the Galladay sign. They was like, oh, we overpaid them. Same thing with Dory Jackson. Oh, we overpaid him. Like, shut up.
Real quick, I was just acknowledging Joseph's comment here. We kind of do have a pipeline with Georgia players right now. We also got a pipeline with Alabama players, which is why I think receivers still in play. I mean, it depends how much you believe that teams like to draft from a certain school. Like, do you believe the Giants like to draft from Georgia and from Alabama, or is it just like coincidence?
I mean, I'll probably say Georgia, because we did get DeAndre Baker. We got Andrew Thomas. We got Tay Crowder, Lil Russell Carter.
Alabama, too. You talk Landon Collins, McKinney.
Yep.
Dalvin Thompson was an Alabama DT. I'm pretty sure there's a guy I'm missing. But, yeah, those 2 teams a lot.
And also, at number 11, I already know who we going to draft. Everybody go throw their headphones and rant. The Giants select Daniel Jones, quarterback from Duke.
At number 11. Yep. I thought you were about to say Greg Rousseau.
No. the Giants are going to draft Daniel Jones at number 11. We all going to rant. And then in his debut game, he's going to prove us wrong again.
You know what? He's going to need to prove all of us wrong this season. It's make or break for him.
He has no excuse. And also, same thing for Darius Slayton. Make or break it for him, too.
Well, that all depends if we take another receiver. If we take another receiver, he's really going to have to fight for his spot as that third receiver.
If not, he's going right to the bench.
You know what's crazy, though? If Darius Slayton is your fourth wide receiver, you have a stacked group.
Do you think Darius Slayton could step up to be the number 2 wide receiver?
Yeah, he definitely can. But once again, he can. I just don't know if he will. He's gonna have a tough, offseason in terms of trying to climb up the depth chart.
Yeah, I already know some people don't like the Kyle Rudolph sign, but listen, he's a red zone threat, something Ingram is not. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Rudolph can make the play on 3rd down or 4th down. That's where we got him for, because we can use him to play action too.
Yeah, Kyle Rudolph, man, the thing I love about Kyle Rudolph so much is his blocking ability. Real quick, let me highlight this comment from Joe. He said, if the O-line is bad, how is that far to make Jones? Okay, so I'm guessing he's asking if the O-line is bad, is it still make or break for Daniel Jones? What do you think?
Definitely.
I would say, Joel, this is tough, right? Because in today's world, this is going to be Daniel Jones last year if he doesn't take a step forward, whether it's his fault or not. That's just the way it is today. Personally, I would love to give the man his entire rookie contract to try and work something out with the Giants, but it's going to be make or break for him no matter what. Lucas says, I understand that 100%. Some things just doesn't seem right. I'm not an FSU fan, so I don't know. I'm guessing you meant to say PSU. I'm talking about Michael Parsons, or is there a FSU player that also has similar things? But yeah, Jaden, let me get your last thought before I switch you out.
Nah, because, shout out to the Hub channel. Sub them up. If not, you're getting RKO. Oh, yeah, and yesterday, me and Zeke had a podcast. It's on his channel.
Oh,
everyone should check it out. If y'all interested, I ain't gonna force y'all.
You should drop it in the Discord, but thank you for tuning in, man.
Yeah, look, shout out to this.
DBZ. I like the shirt. Have a good one, Jen.
All right.
Next up, we got somebody who was a fan favorite last week on the call-in. He's back. He's probably back with a vengeance. Let's hear it up for Mizrahi. What's up, man? How you doing?
What up, Pub? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Listen, last week we were saying by the time we're here, hopefully that we sign these guys, and we signed these guys, man.
Yeah. Last time we spoke, I told you the next day would be Christmas, remember? And
maybe
it was a little more than a day. It might have been 2 days, but Saturday afternoon, right? Galladay.
And then Monday afternoon, Jackson.
Dude, Jackson's good too. Yeah, listen, I'm not one of these guys who's gonna complain. Oh, you have people out there that can never be happy, man. They always gotta find the negative there. There's guys out there, and I come at them. What do you care about if the Giants overspent money to become a good team after we've been shit for 4 or 5 years? Now you're
technically 10.
That they're spending money. Are you serious? Listen, Let me tell you, winning football is priceless. All right.
I'll tell you this.
Guys out there, winning football is priceless.
I'll tell you this, bro. If we go out there and we win 10 or more games, nobody's complaining.
10-7. I looked at the schedule. So did you. I don't see why we're not winning 10 games. And this division should be worried. And believe me, a lot of the fans I've heard from the other teams are. And I don't know if you got a chance to check out my video today, but I watched this guy's pro day, and I already loved him way before it. But today I fell in love.
Again.
This guy, Micah Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the kid before me was talking about. This guy, Micah Parsons, is a generational linebacker. And he's not a linebacker that hangs out in a zone. This guy rushes off the edge. He's an animal. And you put this guy on the Giants D. We haven't had a linebacker like this. You have to go back to the LT and Carl Banks days. You put an intimidating physical linebacker like this on this defense with that secondary, the Giants will be the number 1 defense in football.
I got to ask you, do you think Judge is going to take the chance on him?
Well, Judge was in attendance today, and I heard he was blown away.
Well, I'll say the same thing to you that I said to Mike, right? 100%, I do think he was looking at Micah, but let's not say that he was there only because of Micah. You got Pat Fryermuth there, you got Jason Owe there, you got a couple wide receivers there. But I will say, he was definitely looking at Micah.
Well, the tight end, Judge is big on the tight ends. We know that. We have a bunch of tight ends, but It's never enough, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? The Penn State tight end, he reminds me of a younger version of Rudolph. Doesn't he remind you of that?
You know who the Penn State tight end actually reminds me of? And I've never used this comparison, but everybody around the world loves to throw around the comparison. In my opinion, he's the closest thing to a young Gronk that I've ever seen coming out in the draft. He has that blocking ability, and he's still a great receiver.
Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a high level to measure up to. So we're gonna see. But I don't think we're gonna. If Micah Parsons falls to 11, if he falls to 11, and I don't buy into the stuff from the past. Okay, he spoke about it today. He was a kid. He made mistakes. He's grown up. He's a man. Listen, people make mistakes. 16, 17. I heard, I don't know about this guy's character. He was at parties drinking. Listen, what do you expect out of the college life? This guy's a big-time jock, the big-time man on campus. You're going to go to parties. You're going to get involved. Listen, Joe Judge is the type of guy that can take a kid and make him a man. And this guy on the field is a beast. I don't know. Did you watch the pro day today?
I didn't watch the pro day, but I know Michael Parsons because I've looked at his tape.
Hub, watch pro day tonight. They're going to rerun it. Or you could YouTube it. Watch pro day.
Miz, I've watched his tape, bro. I know what's up with it. I've watched his tape.
Yeah. At 11, you already know who I would like to draft. But I understand if the Giants, the wiser choice, obviously, they need offensive line to make sure that this whole thing works. So I understand if Slade is there at 11, I wouldn't be upset if they drafted him. But Micah Parsons, I'm telling you guys, this guy does not come around often, man. The last guy came out close to this guy, and I don't think he's as good. And I was telling all my friends 2 years ago was White that he was a beast, and he went to Tampa Bay, and look at the effect he had on them last year.
You mean Devin White?
Yes. All right. I was raving about that guy in the draft, and Tampa got him. And look, he was a major factor in that Super Bowl run.
I remember Devin White was somebody that Giants fans wanted as well, but he just went one pick right before us, and then we got Daniel Jones.
It's been a long time since the Giants haven't drafted a linebacker in the first round since the 80s. And listen, I'm telling you, the defense we have a strong interior, and we have probably, you could argue, the best secondary in football. You put a leading, intimidating linebacker like that in the middle, off the edge. He can line up on the edge as a stand-up linebacker and rush the quarterback. And some people don't realize this. They think that he's just a regular linebacker. This guy is basically the best pass rusher in this draft.
And that's what I was going to ask you real quick. Shout out to Sabrina, because this is what I was saying earlier. I'm like, I would be surprised if we take him, but I would understand it because of the talent. Also, if we take him, I'm trusting the Judge's judgment. That's funny to say, but I'm trusting what Joe Judge is saying about this guy if we do take him. But I'm going to ask you this, Miz. Are you putting him at middle or putting him at outside?
You could put him anywhere you want, but since you have Martinez in the middle, you could stick him next to Martinez. And then, basically before the play starts, he could sneak out to the outside. He could rush from the outside at the quarterback. He could blitz up the middle. You could go watch his highlights. He's a blitzer up the middle. This guy is going to make the quarterback and the running back's life hell. He's exactly what we need. Everybody's talking about Aziz, Russo. Yeah, those are good players. This guy is on a whole nother level. This is the type of player that when the quarterback comes out of the huddle, he has to identify exactly where this guy is lined up. It's that type of player. And with our secondary, our defensive tackles, Lorenzo Carter and Eximitas mixing in and out on the other side, I'm telling you, we would have the top 1 or 2 ranked defense in the league. And a lot of kids today are so in love with these receivers. Defense wins championships. And by the way, we have receivers now. So you don't have to take a receiver at 11. I also know that Judge was live at the Purdue receiver.
Rondell Moore.
Yeah, he was there live, and I heard he was in love with him. And that guy reminds me of Tyreek Hill, a short guy that's so hard to bring down.
I feel like Tyreek Hill comparison is thrown around too much.
Yeah, you're right. To all these bunch of guys. But you get one of these little jitterbugs that's explosive and strong, can return kicks, can line up in the slots, can do end arounds, catch
So,
the quick flat pass.
Miz, I got you with your dream draft right now. The Giants
you
take
pretty much
Parsons
got
at
it down.
11 and Rondell Moore at 42.
My thing is, I don't know if I would take. You think we would be able to grab him in the third, or probably not?
Moore?
Yeah.
Nah, Rondell is definitely going, I think, late first or in the second.
I'll tell you why, man. We can't come out of the first 2 rounds without getting at least a guard or a center. We need a big piece on this O-line because it's still shaky, and that worries me.
So then I'll tell you this. Parsons in the first round, get your guard or center in the second, and then get Tamori and Terry in the third, the receiver.
That's fine. Let me ask you
I feel like that would be an A+ draft.
What about the receiver Moore from Ole Miss?
Elijah Moore?
Yes.
He's going in the second or third. So right around there.
It's another same type of receiver, right? Same type of guy.
He's somebody that the Giants could use for sure.
Yeah, so listen, I'm telling you, I know, again, I always say the younger kids with their fantasy, they're all worried about getting receivers. I mean, we just spent so much money on receivers, and you got a tight end, you got Galladay, Rudolph, you got Ross, who will come off the bench and help out. You don't have to go receiver. They did all this so we don't go receiver at 11. I'm telling you, the Giants are not drafting a receiver at 11.
I really feel like they're going offensive line.
Probably right. Offensive line or edge, depending on what guy is there.
Mm-hmm.
If Slade is there, I think you got to run up there and grab him. But he might be gone before us because he's climbing up the board
I
real
agree.
fast.
No, I really think, watch. If Sewell goes before Cincinnati, then Slater is going to Cincinnati.
You know, the key to the draft is the Jets. If the Jets go Wilson at 2, there's a chance Slater could come around to 10 or 11 if Dallas doesn't take him at 10. But if the Jets change their minds right here, and lately you're hearing a lot of stories about keeping Sam, and they decide to draft Penny Sewell at 2, Slade is going to Cincinnati. You could lock that up at 5. You could lock it up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's it. It's exciting. I'm waiting for the draft. Another thing with the guy we picked up today, let me tell you something. You don't want to see this guy on the field.
He's just a dead piece. He's just a camp body then. Camp body.
This guy is a bench warmer. God forbid we lose 2 or 3 linemen and you got to plug him in for a game or 2. Listen, pray you never see this guy on the field, man, because this guy's he's 4th in the league at missing his block. Okay? And that's all you need to know. That's not a stat. And they got him for pennies, you know? So, like you said, we might have to, the smart move, the sexy move is an edge rusher or Mika at 11, but the wise move is to seal up this O-line for this offense and get that one more piece like Slater or the kid from USC. What is it, Tucker?
Yeah.
One of those 2. Penny Sewell's not going to be there. We know that. So the one other thing I'll say before I get off, it wouldn't be bad if the Giants traded down a few spots and picked up another second round.
Miz, that's everybody's dream, but we all know it didn't happen. We haven't traded down since Ernie, like any GM that's from the Ernie Accorsi tree, they don't trade down.
Okay, my one thing about that, and that's true, Gettleman he never trade. If you notice in this free agency, there's been a change in the Giants' ways. For the first time ever, they're using money from the future to build the team now. They don't want to wait anymore. And they figured out how to work out these contracts so that they won't be in a big hole down the road. And a lot of that, I believe, is Judge. Judge has brought a new way of thinking, and Gettleman has opened himself up to a new way. And that's why there is a chance this time that the Giants would trade down. We'll see if the right offer.
I would love if we trade that, because a trade down is the biggest win situation for us, man. We get an extra pick probably, and we still get to snag somebody that could fill in a spot.
New England at 15, they want a quarterback. They come up to 11, they grab Mac Jones. The Giants slide back to 15, they get the 48 pick from New England. Maybe they want an Ingram. You're throwing an Ingram. Maybe they
don't tempt me now. Don't tempt me now. You said Ingram? Listen, bro, if we trade with New England, all right, we get Vera Tucker at 15. We get Pat Freiermuth at 42. And then at 48, we get a lineman. No, we already got the lineman. We get somebody else at 48, bro. That's my dream scenario right there.
There's a lot you could do. If you have 2 first rounders, a 42 and a 48, and you have a 15, and you still pretty much could get almost any of your guys, at least half of them will still be there at 15. Like you said, Tucker. If you want the edge rusher, Aziz or Russo, they'll be there. You know, so there's things. One other thing. Remember we spoke about, and I told you about this guy under the radar, Hyder.
Yeah, from the 49ers.
Well, Seattle snatched him up. 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
3 years. Guy had 8 sacks that year, stepping in for Bosa. No one even heard of him before that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of teams are picking away at the Niners team. I don't know if they're going to be the same.
It's funny, right? It always happens to a team that loses a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's hard for them to recover. Atlanta, that city in Atlanta still hasn't recovered.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say right now,
yeah,
10-7 is not. I'm being realistic. I could be stupid and say, "Oh, this team is sick. We're going to win 12." 10-7. The Giants are winning this division. If not, they're playing for the division in the last week. Promise you that. And then 2 teams will come out of the NFC East this year because the NFC East has gotten dramatically better. 7 teams make the playoffs. 2 teams come out of the East. You want my prediction? Giants and Dallas go to the playoffs. The Redskins have a real good team, but I don't see where their quarterback is going to last 17 weeks.
Okay. I like it. I like the interesting prediction.
All right, that's
like
it.
Hey, man,
Nice
Miz,
talking.
as always, bro, you're a fan favorite on here. People love you, man. Thank you for calling in, bro.
All right, next week. Take care.
Next week. Have a good one, man. Once again, shout out to Engraven in there. And then I didn't get to do it during the call because Sabrina did the traditional hi with 4 eyes. Hi. And then we see Evan Ingram, who was summoned because I mentioned his name, the Pro Bowler. Evan Ingram. How you doing, man? Anyway, next up, we got Viz Ed. What up, Viz?
What's going on? But so before I ask my question, I know you were talking about the Snyder Cut earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that movie was so great. They actually made a good DC movie for once.
Well, it's not even they made it for once. Is that's what they made back in 2017, and
Yeah,
then Warner
that's
Brothers
what
was
that's what they're originally gonna do, but then the director had to deal with some family stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even know if we can really talk about it if people haven't seen it. But
yeah, probably not here. You know where you can talk about it? Go over to Jay Saint Nerd Cage Live this Saturday. They'll be doing like a watch along or something like that. Yeah.
So do you think that Aziz, or however you say his name, is a reach at 11?
A little bit. I mean, because I view him as a dude that should go in like the late teens, early 20s, right around there. So you can view it as a reach, but like a lot of people pointed out so far, we've really filled in so many needs in the free agency that I would feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah, it's like a luxury pick. But I'm all aboard this Parsons train, man. I know people are like so sus about his his sus off the field actions. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't really think that really matters, honestly, because what did he do it when he was like 17, high schooler, right?
That's what's coming out, or that's what's the info is,
Yeah, so I don't really think that's a big deal, honestly. I mean, I think he fit our system perfectly. I don't know if he's a true edge rusher. You know, I think he's just a traditional outside linebacker, but I don't know. Could you put him at edge? Do you think we could put him at edge?
I think on this defense, the best thing to do with him would probably be to put him at edge. I feel like if we didn't have Blake Martinez, he'll be really good as a tackling linebacker because I don't see him being a Mike guy that could lead the defense. But because that second spot, we're looking for somebody with a bit more coverage ability, I would say the best place to put him would be edge.
Yeah, I can see it. But yeah, I don't really just wanted to come on here and talk about Parsons and the draft. But I could my last thought.
Before you get to your last thought, because that's too short, tell me about Jackson, Adoree Jackson. How you feel about that?
Oh, Adoree Jackson. Yeah, you saw the profile picture. Yeah, that's a great signing. I think we really locked up our secondary, and it could easily turn into a top 3, top 5 secondary in the league. So I don't know if it was really overpay. I know I've seen a lot of people saying it's overpay, but I don't really think that matters. So yeah, that was a great signing. But
what do you think about people that's kind of capping right now, saying that he could be better than Bradbury?
No, I really don't see him being better than Bradbury. I think he'd be a great number 2, but I don't think he's taking Bradbury's spot. So
Shout out to Joseph.
Oh yeah, shout out Joseph the goat. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I was gonna say something, but
I mean,
yeah,
that's fine.
About our record. Yeah, so I could realistically see us going 9-7, 10-6.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll split with Washington, and I think we'll just absolutely destroy the Eagles and the Cowboys. But yeah, Washington, they're building a good team there. I don't know about their quarterback situation. It's like they can never find a good quarterback.
I'll tell you this: I'd be scared if Mac Jones does go to them. I think that's like a fit made in heaven.
Right? Yeah, yeah. That'd be if they get a good quarterback, then it's over. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Appreciate you having me on.
No problem.
Yeah,
And yeah, thank you for calling in, Viz. Guys, Viz does have a highlight channel. I don't know if he's still making vids, but go over there and check him out.
I'm working on a Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah video right now.
Bet.
So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. So
For sure.
appreciate you having me on, bro.
No problem. Have a good one. Before we get the next guest on, of course, I gotta give a shout out to the sponsor. You guys already know who it is, Manscaped. You know what I'm saying? Thank you to Joel earlier for doing a little bit of it, but gonna play the promo real quick and then we'll get right back to the call and show. So Manscaped hooked me up with a bunch of tools and formulations from their Perfect Package 3.0 kit. So if you guys know Manscaped, then you know the lawnmower, and that comes with the Perfect Package 3.0. The all-new Lawnmower 3.0 has that cutting-edge ceramic blade and their new advanced skin-safe technology to prevent nicks and cuts when grooming down there. They really went above and beyond with this. It's also waterproof and it has an LED light for when it gets dark in these situations. But that's just the lawnmower. The Perfect Package also came with the Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. Pair that up with their Crop Reviver in the package, and you got the perfect duo to prevent the jewels from sweating, smelling, and sticking to yourself. Now, they already hooked me up with the Perfect Package 3.0, but they threw in 2 free gifts as well. Their anti-chafing Manscaped boxer briefs and a travel shed bag to store all of these grooming materials. I gotta tell you guys, the anti-chafing boxer briefs, they are probably the most comfortable pair of underwear that I ever worn in my life. Highly recommend them. Never do you ever have to go and get some second-rate products and materials to take care of yourself again. You guys know about Manscaped. They're the only company in the world that does this and that specializes in this. So go over there right now. Use the promo code HUB, HUB, get 20% off and free shipping on your order. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. I was muted for a second there. With all that covered, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Manscaped, great sponsor. Let's get AP next in the building. What up, AP? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, man. What's up?
All right, so last time I came on, I expressed how much I really wanted Kenny Galladay, and they got that done, so I'm very happy about that. But I think I'm in the small majority when I say I think we need to go hog molly first 2 rounds.
First 2 rounds? Okay, then yeah. I was about to say, you know, I haven't really asked many people about it. Maybe you are in the minority, but maybe you're not. I mean, like, I would not be opposed to going offensive lineman first 2 rounds. I'm be honest to you.
Yeah, I don't have any confidence in this O-line. I think I'm the small minority when I say that. But besides Andrew Thomas, who can you confidently say will be a reliant starter? Nate Solder, he hasn't played in a year. Matt Parrott, he's a project.
I will say Andrew Thomas and Nick Yates for sure I will be confident in. And I think we need to give a little bit more credit to Hernandez. But yeah.
Yeah, the thing about Hernandez is you don't know how he's going to come back. There's still questions about if Hernandez is the guy or not. With Shane Lemieux, we know how much of a pass blocker he is, which is really none at all. And then besides that, who else do we have that we can rely on? Like, I think the coaching staff is going to be great for them, but I just don't think the talent's there. So I know Micah Parsons, Jalen Waddle, they're very sexy choices, but the right choice, in my opinion, is just O-line.
I feel where you're coming from because I do think right now the smartest way to go would be O-line in the first, And like I said, I'm not at all opposed to going O-line for the first 2 rounds. Like I would, you kidding me? I was the guy that was campaigning for O-line last year. I would be completely down if we get Slater in the first and get a guard or a center in the second. But I feel like you need to give credit, a little bit more credit to our guys. Like I feel you on why you're not, because to be fair, they haven't been great. You know what I'm saying? The first 8 games last year were really bad. But I got faith in Thomas. I got faith in Nick Gates. Those are 2 guys for sure I can say will be good and we could rely on the O-line next year. Like I said in my draft video today, I was talking about the 2018 draft. I feel like a lot of the reason that people are down on Will is because maybe they put too high expectations on him. Like Will Hernandez is not this all-pro level type of offensive lineman. He's just a good offensive lineman. And when
Right.
when he hits his stride, can be a really good guard. And I will say he had the sophomore slump, and this is where it gets really bad. Great rookie year, sophomore slump, which is normal for a lot of players. And then in his third year, he got the COVID, which knocked him out a little bit. So you got 2 bad years, 2 bad years in a row, so to speak, right? So I do think he could rebound. But yeah, I think maybe put a little bit more faith. But I get where you're coming from, though. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, but I'm just one of those guys that believe you can never have enough O linemen. Like even if we think Hernandez will come back, which I think I do, there's still questions there. And when it comes to O linemen, you can never have enough. You don't know how long they can sustain.
Shout out to Diggy in the chat.
Oh, shout out to Diggy. But yeah, you can never know how long they can sustain their level of play. You don't know how long they can stay healthy. And the thing is, if we really want to know what Daniel Jones is, that begins with the O-line. That does not begin with the receivers. I'm one of the guys that wanted Golladay so bad, but I'm here saying O-line is first. Okay, for Daniel Jones' development, O-line is first. We have never given him a good O-line. He needs that if we want to prove he's the guy.
What are you doing if Slater is gone?
If Slater's gone, I'm either trading back or just taking best available at that point. I think we've done enough moves that we can do that.
Okay, then. And you're going to try to get an O-lineman for sure in the second if it's just going to be best available with Slater gone.
Yeah, for sure. If we don't get one in the first round, it has to be second round.
And you're not really looking at a position. You're just like, give me the best O-lineman available.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask you, if that came out that the Giants are looking to do that, right? And we knew that, what player would have to be there for you to just be blown away by that? You'd be like, you know what, just screw O-line. I'm going with this guy.
What player has to be there?
Yeah.
For me? Well, one of them is O-lineman. It would be Penny Sewell. If Penny Sewell is somehow there at 11, I'm like, I don't care what's happening. I'm taking him. Shout out to Tana in the house as well. Stand up, Tana talking sports. So yeah, if there's one guy, no matter what, I don't care who else is there. If he somehow drops it, I'm taking it would be Sewell. Another guy is Jamar Chase, who I'm like, I'm a big believer in Jamar Chase. If he's there, that's another guy that I don't see dropping to 11, but I would just be out of my mind to try and get him. And other than that, to be honest, there's not really that much because I'm expecting like 3 quarterbacks to go in the top, in the top 10. I'm expecting Sewell to go in the top 10, Chase to go in the top 10, maybe both corners. There's really only like 2 players. I really wish there was that number 1 edge in this class because I feel like we need it, but there isn't, and I would have said that guy. But yeah.
Yeah, I think for us, that would probably have been Jalen Phillips if he didn't have all the injury concerns. But yeah, I'm with you. If Jamar Chase fell to 11 and we passed up on him, I'd probably scream. That's like the only scenario where I'd probably scream about what the Giants did. But yeah, besides that, I do think if a quarterback fell to 11, we'd trade back. What do you think about that?
If it's one of the big 3, then I think for sure. Because I don't expect, but I wouldn't be surprised if Trey Lance is there at 11.
Yeah. And my final question is what edge are you really looking at besides like an Ojulari that we take in the first round that we can second round, that we can be confident in?
Besides, Ojulari wouldn't be in the second, but a guy like obviously I'm looking at Phillips in the second. I'm also looking a little bit at Jason Oweh in the second. An edge in the second, because I haven't really thought about an edge in the second. You know what? Let me pull up a big board and see who's projected to be in the second round. Those are 2 guys that come immediately for me. Let's do this real quick. What about you? You have any guys in mind?
Besides Phillips, I really can't think of any that I'd really want because we do have guys coming back. I know they're not the best, but at the end of the day, I just think there's better needs that we need to address.
Okay, so I'm going to look at the edge now. And wow, silly me. I completely forgot to actually look at this thing right here. Joseph Osai might be in the second as well. Maybe Rashad Weaver. Yeah, other than the first 2 I listed, if they're not there, I'm not really looking to go it. And somebody said this in the chat earlier as well. If you're going in with like in mind to draft a certain position at a certain place, you're probably not going to do well. You really kind of want to stick to what's best available.
Yeah, that's kind of where the Giants have, like, at the beginning, like 2018, 2019, that's kind of where Gettleman had his faults at. He fell in love with players, didn't really care about positional value. But I think that's changing now. We're changing as an organization, and I'm just excited about the future.
And let me just real quickly say, Mac, the Giants fan, saying we need to let the young O-linemen we have develop together. That's the only way they're going to get good. Offensive line is all about continuity, which is why I'm going to bring back to what you said earlier, AP. That's why I'm like, yo, have faith in that left side with Thomas and Hernandez and the center in Nick Gates. I really do feel like that's solidified, and I think that's going to be good. It's really just the right side that we need to figure out, but we'll see. Let me get your last thought before I pop you out.
Yeah, continuity is definitely important, but I think I don't want to compare him to Evan Ingram because that's Evan Ingram, but I think continuity is important, but healthy competition is also important. But regardless of what I think the Giants are headed in the right direction. I don't want to make any predictions. I don't want to jinx anything, but I do think we're in the right direction, and I'm expecting an exciting season. So
for sure, man. I mean, no problem, bro. It's been a while since we got this excited, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Next up, we got Raheem Chaudhry, or Chaudhry. Let me know if I'm mispronouncing it. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
What you trying to talk?
Yeah, I mean, dude, this offseason has been amazing, man. Like, Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman, what they've done, it's amazing.
And Kevin Abrams. Don't forget now, he's been working the black magic for the contracts.
He's working that voodoo black magic stuff, with the money. I don't know how he did it with the cap space we got, but like, man.
Yo, who do you think he sacrificed? Do you think during the season he sacrificed Evan Ingram's hands so that we could have money to work with?
Probably. He probably sacrificed Evan Ingram's hands just to get the great hands of Kenny Golladay,
Yeah, and to get the hands of Adoree Jackson and whatnot. That could make sense.
And Kyle Rudolph too. Yeah. And then I also gotta say, man, the media, man, they're really down on us, man.
You talking the mainstream, man?
Yeah,
who in particular?
Like Undisputed, like Skip and them.
Yo, I swear, Undisputed, and this is the reason I stopped watching shows like Undisputed and First Take. They only talk about 2 topics all day, every day: the Cowboys and LeBron James. And I'm a LeBron fan, but it gets tiring, bro. Like, talk about something else.
I know, right? But I mean, it's just the disrespect, man. I'm like, come on, we got like all these guys, and y'all are like saying we still suck. I'm like, come on, man.
And I don't know if you saw, but the clip of Stephen A. Smith absolutely laughing at Max Kellerman for picking the Giants to win the East.
Oh, dude, I saw that. I was like, yo, come on. I'm like, wait until like the Giants start winning. I'm like, Stephen A. won't be just laughing anymore, man.
And that was after we signed Golladay, before we got Jackson. So I don't know if he feels different. This will be funny though, Rob. And yeah, Engraven, like, I'm a Braun fan, but it gets tiring, man. It gets tiring.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And then I gotta say,
Peace out,
I
Mike.
wouldn't mind, like if we went O-line, at 11. I think that would be nice, like getting Slater at 11. I think that would help out the O-line a lot. What would you think if we got Slater?
I completely agree. If we got Slater, And if he's there, once again, I feel like he should be the pick because for him to make it there, that means he's slipping past Cincinnati, which means that Sewell probably went to Cincinnati, and that would be such a blessing for us. If he makes it all the way to 11, he's got to be the pick, right? He's probably going to be the best player available at 11, and he's only going to help out our line. So I would be completely for it.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And I also saw your 2018 draft video.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I would say, like, I mean, I might be the minority in it, but like, when we went for the second overall, I was more on the Quinn Nelson train.
You were?
Yeah, I was more about like getting Quinn Nelson instead of Saquon. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was happy to get Saquon, but I wanted more like Quinn Nelson to protect Eli at that time, to like further Eli's, career or something. So it was more about getting him. What would you think if we got like Quinn instead of Saquon?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're the first person that actually said to me that they were thinking Quentin Nelson in 2018. If we got Quentin Nelson, right, I don't know how much different this team would be. We'd have one of the best guards, probably one of the best linemen in all of football, right? It just affects the way the rest of that draft goes. I don't know. I can't answer that question, man. That's too complex for me to answer. It is such a domino effect. True. I don't know. Maybe they go running back in the second because people do forget we didn't have a running game in 2017. But I don't know. Is the team really that much different? I don't think the team is that much different. Maybe I'm underestimating the effect it would have, but I don't think the team is that much different.
But I mean, still, 2018 draft class was still pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We got some good guys. Just some of them needs to be healthy,
Yeah, man, and it's not even a health thing. It's just like some of them just need to get back into the starting role, like BJ Hill, who might have to fight again for the starting role and whatnot. But I really like the 2018 draft class, man.
Yeah, same. 2018 draft class was good.
But yeah, let me get your last thought before I switch you out here.
Yeah, I think whatever the Giants are doing right now is awesome. We've gotten the free agents we needed. I think we could be a playoff team. I think, I think it's between the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Washington football team, I think.
So, okay, 3/4 of the East there. Which one of us or which two of us do you think can make the playoffs?
I think it'll be between the Cowboys and the Giants.
Wow, you're the second person tonight that kind of left out Washington.
I just feel like it's like, okay, yeah, I understand like the Redskins. The football team's defense is good and all, but just Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback, I'm just like.
I will say they got a little bit of an offense now. They got McLaurin, Samuel. They just added Humphreys today, and they still got Logan Thomas at tight end. Antonio Gibson, he's a good, not great running back. Like they have a little bit of an offense.
I mean, I do agree, but like it's also still like, your quarterback, has to do something with those weapons, So that's what I think, but I don't know.
No, I agree with you because the same Tampa Bay team that just won the Super Bowl had Fitzpatrick at one point. I think they went 8-8. Well, it's not exactly the same. There's a little bit more pieces there that Brady brought over, but very similar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, Raheem, really good point, man. Yeah, man, thank you for calling in.
Yeah, thanks, man.
No problem. Have a good one. Next up, we got Jay St. G from Nerd Cage Live. What up, Jay? How you doing?
Hey, what up, bubs? It's good to be on the hub.
Yeah, I like the little rhyme, man. So tell us before you go into it. Tell us a little bit about the watch party or watch along you're gonna have this Saturday.
Okay, all right. I don't want to alienate all of our diehard sports people, but yes, this Saturday on my channel we are doing a Snyder Cut watch party, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we got 7 of us friends from other YouTubers are gonna be hanging out with us watching the Snyder Cut. It'll be a hoot.
Yo, remind me on Twitter before it happens.
Hub, if you want to be a part of it, man, let me know.
I'll probably pop in for a little bit. Yeah, I'll probably pop in for a little bit, but I don't think I'll be able to make it all 4 hours. Because when I watched it, I think I watched it when it came out, which was last Thursday. I literally had to separate an entire night. I'm like, I'm gonna watch all of it right now. So,
I did it 1 4-hour sitting at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
It was great. Okay, so we can get back to the sports talk real quick. So for the first time ever, man, like we had such a great free agency. Like it doesn't matter what we pick at 11 or if we trade down. Like, we're in a great position. There's not like a glaring. We can't go any wrong at all in this, pick 11. But the one thing, there's one player and has one statistic that really jumped out at me that just makes me like think a little bit. Kyle Pitts. Okay, there's one glaring statistic that like make me go, okay, we should probably get this guy if he's there, because I have a feeling Dallas is going to take him,
or Eagles.
Eagles have more problems than just tight end. Okay, so he's never had a red zone drop ever. That's like the one, if I'm not mistaken, that's like the one statistic that made me think, okay, we need that. What do you got?
Well, before we had this incredible free agency period, I was very on the fence with Kyle Pitts. After we had it, I'm like, if he's there, I can't complain if we take him.
Yeah.
Because the only reason I was on the fence about it is because I was like, I know this guy's basically a receiver playing tight end. I just don't know if he's going to be a number one NFL wide receiver at the NFL level. I feel like he's going to be a great number two, maybe in a couple of years, number one. But my concern was always in the first year. Well, we got our number one wide receiver now, so we can take him. If they decide to put him out a wide receiver, that's fine. If they decide to keep him at tight end, that's also fine, because he is an upgrade from Evan Ingram. He's way better than Ingram. He's way better than Evan Ingram. Right? He's automatically going to be the best tight end on the roster. So I will be down with it. But for it to happen now that there's 4 guys there, that means Ingram's going to have to go. Because I don't see us having – that's a stacked room of Pitts, Ingram, and Rudolph. Like, are you kidding me?
And Caden Smith's still on the roster?
We're not rolling in with 4. Like, one of these guys – I would be surprised if we roll in with 4. One of these guys has to go.
Trade Ingram?
That's what I've been saying, but yeah, I'll see.
I think. Listen.
And by the way, as we say Evan Ingram's name, he pops up in the chat.
I'm sorry. Just the red zone statistic is just a glaring thing, because think about, for years, even with Eli, we struggled in the red zone. I know having Galladay is going to help, but we need more than just that. I just feel like the more red zone targets we have, the better off we're going to be, the higher the score is going to be. That's the one glaring statistic that jumps out at me. I hear Joe Judge likes the kid. So, I know they're, trying to play their cards or doing their poker face, but anyway, I'd be happy. No matter who we pick at 11, I'll be happy, because we filled in a lot of holes.
Mm-hmm. So then the topic of tonight, and really the topic of the past week, has been O-line at 11. What you feeling?
If Penny Sewell somehow falls to us, he's the one I've been sold on. But again,
but they're talking Slater now.
I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I won't be jumping on my chair, cheering and stuff, but I'm good with it.
So other than Pitts, is there anybody you really want at 11 that could be there? Because I don't know if Pitts is going to be there.
Chase.
He's not going to be there.
I just feel like we're not done yet, and I just feel like, given we have great receivers, but they all have injury history. So again, you can't
go down the list, right? Galladay has injury history. Shepard has injury history. Slayton has injury history. Ross for sure has injuries. Does Dante Pettis have injury history? Maybe. I don't know. I think he does. That's why I'm also with you. I'm not necessarily we have to get a wide receiver in the first round guy anymore. I'm just like, just take one within the top 3, please. Because with the roster we got right now, one of them is going to go down. Go down.
Okay, now another thing I want to talk about. Trading down. Now, you just said a few minutes ago that, Giants have never, ever traded down. But here's the thing, though. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Gettleman last year try to trade down from the 4th pick, but no one...
He tried to. He did.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't think trading down is out of a possibility. I think it's just crazy that we probably have a better chance of trading down this year at 11 than we did last year at 4.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're not mistaken, he did try to trade down last year for that 4th, but there was no offers. Maybe this time there will be.
I hope so, because I hope a team like the Patriots are saying, man, we want our guy in the quarterback. I'm hoping a team like, an in-division trade probably isn't going to happen, but if Washington was outside of our division, it would be such a perfect matchup, because they would definitely trade up, or maybe Chicago tries to trade up. We'll see, man.
Yeah. who knows what's going to happen on draft night? You know, it's just I'm probably not going to watch. I just want to get the alert on my phone and just be done with it.
But yeah, any last thoughts, man?
No, not necessarily. You know, thanks for having me on. I always love talking football. Because I don't really get to talk football on my Nerd Cage channel because it's not really. We don't really cover sports or anything. So
I'll ask you one more thing before you leave.
Yeah.
What's your window of wins for the Giants?
Oh, I don't know. I want to say 9, 10. It's just that we should have been in the playoffs last year. So if we can, if we almost that close to the playoffs this year, we're going to be better. No excuses. Playoffs, whether if it's division or wild card, I think 9 games. 9 games.
All right, Jay. Thank you for calling in, man. Have a good one. Next up, we got Rob from Nerding Out Sports. What up, Rob? How you doing?
What's up, Hub? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. So what's up?
I said a couple of weeks ago when I called in that we were in some exciting times right now because we had so much to look forward to, whether it was free agency and the draft. And look what we have now. I've never seen Giants Nation so happy. This is great.
This is really nice. for one whole week, all of Giants Nation was on the same side of signing Kenny Galladay to the point where we got it trending on Twitter. And I said this before, trust me, guys, the players see this. Like Kenny, I think he even acknowledged it. He's like, it's great to come to a place where both the coaches and the fans want you. Like it's not a big thing, but it plays into, a player's psyche where he's like, yo, they really want me there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And then you top that off, you get Adoree Jackson, 2 days
And we
later.
also made that go trending too, Adoree to New York.
Giants Twitter was on point this past week. It was great to see. But my big thing right now is the draft. I think the Giants put themselves in a position to go best player available, and that's the best situation you can be in because they have filled almost every need in free agency. And now if they wanted to, if a guy like Slater were to fall to 11, they can go with him. I mean, I wouldn't even be opposed to taking Vera Tucker at 11. I know some people would think that's a reach, but I think he has the best ability to move to guard because he has so much experience there. And the same goes for Slater. I just don't see him being there. And I really don't see Davis being there in the second. That would be my guy in the second round, Wyatt Davis. But there's just so many options available to us right now.
Would you consider taking in the second a center and then shifting them to guard?
Yeah. I think Alex Leatherwood is a guy. He's a tackle, but he can move to guard. And Creed Humphrey, maybe if he's there, that's a center that could make that shift over. So there's a ton of options. And I just want it to be the draft already because I want to see what we're going to do. Gettleman has knocked it out of the park right now.
Are we exactly a month away? Is the draft April 25th or is it's April 20-something?
I think it's the 29th.
29th. Oh, Thursday, right? Yeah, it's always a Thursday night. Yeah, April 29th. We're about a month and 4 days away, man. Jesus, it almost seems like it got here quickly because it really feels like the season just ended. But now it's gonna be a long wait because we just came off of one of the best free agency periods ever, man.
Yeah, now it's like the down period where we just got to talk about the draft, and now it's gonna be like another couple of weeks of mock drafts where we're like, all right, just get to the real thing.
That's why I be doing only 3 a year because I know if I do more than 3 a year, I would make myself go crazy.
No, I've done like 5 in the last day because I have nothing better to do when I'm on break at work. I'm like, let me do another mock draft, and I'm like, just get to the damn thing, get to the real damn thing already because I'm sick of doing them. I'm sick of doing them myself, and I'm just doing it on a lunch break. Imagine how these analysts are feeling and guys like you that are putting out videos about it.
Hey, you know what? That's all we talk about the previous drafts and whatnot. So to kind of shift it a little bit, I don't know if you got to check it out, but I was just talking about 2018 draft mostly because everybody in that class is basically coming up on a contract next offseason. You talk about Saquon if we don't pick up his 5th-year option, which we really should because it's only $7 million. Will Hernandez, Lorenzo, BJ Hill, RJ McIntosh. Out of those guys, who do you expect us to re-sign or who do you want to re-sign? All of them. If you say all of them, that just tells you how good of a draft class it was.
Well, Saquon's a given. If they don't pick up his option, that means he's got an injury that he can't come back from. That's the only way they don't pick his option up because it's like you said, only $7 million. Is that what you said?
It's like 7.1 million or something like that.
Yeah,
I think
that's a great number for a player that we know is just a complete 100% playmaker. I really like Hernandez. I this is definitely his make or break year. Because we didn't get to see too much of him last year. BJ Hill does not get enough playing time. He should be out there more. When this year, I think he's going to get that opportunity.
And I said this in the video, he literally only got starting snaps once in his career, and it was his rookie year. Since then, his snaps have gone down.
He holds the rookie record for sacks in a season. It was 5.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they need to get him more playing time. McIntosh really has just been that depth piece, and I wouldn't mind bringing him back. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't, unless
at the same time,
they draft.
For me, it's like I wouldn't mind letting him go because his injuries have kept him out 2 out of his 3 years.
Right. And Carter, I think he's another guy that's had unfortunate injuries, but we've seen, just going by last year, we've seen that he can be very good. And hopefully he stays healthy this year because he was having himself a fantastic start last season before going down. And I mean, almost all of them, maybe just 1 or 2 guys. Like,
almost
McIntosh
all of them,
might
right?
be the only one. Yeah, and that was the thing.
Can you tell me why some Giants fans literally just earlier this month were bashing the 2018 draft class?
I would say it's probably because they wanted to win now, and ownership put Gettleman into that position. And it's people looking to bash Gettleman any way they want, or any way they can, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
He was put into that position where they wanted to get something out of Eli's last 2 years. So he took the running back, he took the guard, and you look at his free agency as well. He signed Solder. He made these big moves to try to surround Eli with some help in those last 2 years. And I think if they had started the rebuild that year, they might have went in a different direction. But even still, the guys we've already talked about have made an impact. Hernandez was really good his rookie year, and he hasn't had that turnaround yet. I think last year with COVID and everything definitely had something to do with it.
Obviously, we know what Barkley brings to the table.
Right, and I think we're going to see it this year, man. I'm
telling you, listen, people been calling me crazy, and some people think I'm joking. I am not when I say this is going to be the greatest comeback in NFL history, bro. And I'm gonna put it out there. I have complete 100% bias towards Saquon Barkley. The dude is my favorite player on the Giants by far. He was the reason I got into analyzing the draft and all that in the first place. He was the reason I started watching football more seriously because in 2018 offseason, I was Saquon all the way. I was like, we need this guy. We got him. I was so happy. I'm like, I'm going to start watching football a bit more seriously, not just as a casual fan. Saquon Barkley is my favorite player for more reasons than just being a great player on the field. He's a giant through and through off the field as well, great guy and whatnot. So I'm going to let it be known. I do have a bias towards him, but I legitimately believe this can be one of the greatest comebacks, of a player in NFL history. You talk about going down the ACL, man, AP-esque. And I'm not just throwing that out there because one of his many comparisons coming out of college was AP because he's a freak athlete. He's not a normal human being.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He is not a normal human being.
Absolutely. I would not put it past him if he comes out and just has a repeat of his rookie year. He's got that talent. He's a monster.
If he comes out and has 2,000 yards from scrimmage again, bro, I'm happy with that. I am beyond happy with that.
You can imagine what this offense is going to be. And we see a lot of comparisons to 05 because that's when they got Eli Plaxico. They had a playmaker at tight end. They had a good running back in Tiki. We got Saquon. Tiki was a playmaker as well. The offensive line was undeveloped but coming together. And that Giant offense really – they were pretty good in 05 compared to 04. They were terrible. They were really good in 05. Eli won 11 games, made the playoffs. The similarities to 05 to what we're seeing right now is
it's almost scary.
Yeah, it's very scary.
It's literally like somebody's writing a story. Like the football gods are actually writing a story. It's the exact same thing, man. A quarterback that hasn't really proven everything yet, and you got people that want him gone. Eli and DJ, and we've already talked about at length at how similar they are on and off the field. You know what I'm saying? The O-line, like you mentioned, kind of coming together, but not there yet. The coach I guess this is different. Coughlin was actually about to get fired, but people love Joe Judge, so I guess that is different. You know what I'm saying? Defense coming together, whatnot. Like you said, the weapons coming together. It's kind of scarily similar.
Well, that was Coughlin's first year, 04, and they won 6 games. And Judge's first year, they won 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
We won 6 games last year, right? Or am I even?
Yeah, we won 6.
Okay. Yeah, the similarities are just scary right now. And, if it turns out to be the same thing, we win, 10, 11 games, make the playoffs, and then we're a playoff contender every year and we get a championship out of it. And I don't think anyone's complaining. seeing a lot of people talk about the cap space. We've seen that the cap, as PTA has been saying, cap is a myth. Cap is mad fake. And it is. You can see how many teams manipulate it every year with restructuring. What the Saints did with Taysom Hill, but they gave him that $140 million voidable contract. They know they're not going to pay him that much money. It's just a way to manipulate the cap. It happens all the time, and the cap's going to jump. We don't have to worry about it. We've seen Kevin Abrams doing a great job with it. We just got to enjoy what we're seeing right now and just see what this team can be, because aside from the big free agent moves, a lot of these depth signings are so under the radar. I can't pronounce his name correctly.
I love Afidi. I love Afidi.
Yes, that's a great move. Reggie Ragland goes under the radar because he can line up right next to Martinez. We can rotate him with Tay Crowder. We don't have to see too much Devontae Downs. I like the Booker signing, John Ross. I even like the Fulton signing because now it puts us in that position to where we don't have to be tied to a offensive lineman in the first round. But if we wanted to go that direction, we have Fulton as a backup, which, as Mizrahi said earlier, you probably want that. You don't want him starting. But he's fine as a depth piece.
So how many wins do you see us getting? Since that's kind of been also a question I've asked everybody, or the window of wins, the range.
I would say the ceiling is probably, if we go 17 games, I would say 11 might be the max, because division games are always going to be tough no matter what. And I could say anywhere between 8 and 11. I think anything below that, then it's a complete underachieving season.
Anything below 8 wins is underachieving?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think this is the year we have to see us take that step. We spent the money. We know we got a good coaching staff. The roster is taking that next step. The players want to be here. The culture is set. Let's go get it.
Exactly, man. I'm glad you said that, because I feel like we all kind of held that before free agency hit. We're like, because of how improved we were last year, we got to take another step this year, basically.
Right. And we were very close. I can't remember exactly who said it, but we were very close last year. A couple of, an Evan Ingram drop away for being a playoff team. A lot of things that, a couple things that could have went our way, we would have been an 8-win team. And people are talking about the Giants as, the champs of the East and the team to beat. And I think it's going to be two teams. I think it's going to be us and Washington coming out of the division into the playoffs. I think it's going to be a fun race.
Exactly. And I love the rivalry with Washington, because I don't hate them, but I hate the Cowboys and I hate the Eagles. So it's going to be a fun rivalry.
Yeah. Evan Ingram's back in the chat.
Oh, he's back in the chat? Of course he is.
Not giving up on you.
You're not giving up on him?
No, I think he has a chance.
Yeah, no, he's going to be, I'm going to be completely honest. He's going to be better this year, because he's not going to be mentally, he's not going to be the first dude that we're targeting. He's going to be like the third dude.
Yeah, it might even be the fourth in some cases if Rudolph's on the other side of him.
Or if we get another weapon, so that's why I think, for all I bash Evan Ingram, and I rightfully so bash Evan Ingram, he's going to be better just because he's not going to be the number one target.
Right.
Yeah. But Rob, man, thank you for calling in, man.
No problem. Thanks for having me, man. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, bro. Have a good one. Next up, we got Sean Alexander. I can't add him in. Sean, it says that you need to connect your mic and cam before I could add you to the stream. Your devices are not connected, bro. So I can't even click to add you. So in the meantime, I'm going to add Alex from Big Blue in the Bronx on here. What up, Alex?
What's going on, Hub?
How you doing, man? Always calling in mad late, bro. Guys, go over and check out Big Blue in the Bronx's channel.
Doing good. Calling in late as usual. What was I going to say? There's one thing I was going to say. Didn't I say last week to stay patient?
Yeah. We all did, right?
Yeah. And, look what happened. We proved a lot of people wrong. And, let ESPN and all those people hate, the Giants do good when they're not, when they're basically hated on, nobody counts them in it. I'm very impressed with this offseason. I know a lot of Giants fans, including myself, didn't expect them to do a lot. I really think that this Ryan Anderson signing was actually underrated because a lot of people said that Fede Odenigbo replaces Fackrell. Not really, in my opinion, because he doesn't play outside linebacker. Anderson does that. He had his best year in 2019 when, they gave him the most playing time. He was only 49% of the snaps. So if he plays a similar role to Kyler Fackrell and you keep the same outside linebacking core, well, that's an underrated signing, $1 million. It's kind of like Marcus Golden in 2019 and Kyler Fackrell in 2020. But I'm going to be honest here, and how much is Adoree Jackson guaranteed this year?
I'm gonna have to look that up. I know he can make up to 16 mil, but the guaranteed money. Let me look that up. Adoree Jackson contract. So I'm not sure if Spot Rack finally updated it or not. So they did not update it yet, bro. Amazing.
Great.
Somebody in the chat let me know. But what I do know is the ceiling, which is 16 mil.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I'm not too much of I like the signing. I'm not too much of a fan of the contract. Because you can make the comparison like Corey Davis in a sense, and I'll get to that just now. That Adoree Jackson didn't work out as a first-round pick, 17th overall in 2017, I believe. You could say the same for Corey Davis, 4th overall in the same year, if I'm getting it right. But Corey Davis had a good season in 2020. Adoree Jackson played 5 games and wasn't really good before then. And, which really surprised me. I know Bobby Skinner watches his film and he does his work with that. He said he was the number 1 corner. I really thought it would be Malcolm Butler, but I guess on the film I can't really justify that because I don't watch film like he does. So shout outs to him, but I'm just not for giving him or that much money. And I get its incentives and I do want to be proven wrong. But at the same time, it's too much money, in my opinion, for someone who's coming off a rookie contract and who didn't necessarily prove it as a first-round cornerback.
Mm-hmm. I get where you're coming from. I mean, he has his strains, like the injuries that he's had hasn't necessarily been like broken bones or anything. It's been like, I don't know why I said strains. Sprains is what's held him off the field, right? And in some cases, that could be worse than a broken bone because that sometimes takes even longer to fully heal. Like it's always going to be a nagging injury. I do get where you're coming from. And I do agree with you on some point. The whole thing about Adoree is that he's always had the ceiling to be that number 1 corner, a really great number 1 corner. He just hasn't hit it yet. So what it really seems like is the Giants are either banking on that or they just feel like he's going to be so good at number 2 next to Bradbury that it's like going to be basically a number 1. So I feel you where you're coming from. What do you think he would have gotten if he were to be on next year's open market, though?
That would be interesting because say this year, maybe he stays with the Titans. Maybe he doesn't get cut. Maybe he has a decent year. So per average, technically $13 million a year, even though it's really
he would have been the first corner just by like elimination because Butler moved on, if we were to assume that.
True. So probably maybe around that range, a little higher if he has a decent year. I mean, obviously, every time you're going to overpay for a free agent. That's just free agency in all sports. But as I said, I'm not necessarily a fan of the contract. Put aside the contract, I love the signing. Definitely in Patrick Graham's scheme, I think he'll be able to benefit just from the way, he hit Isaac Yiadom and Ryan Lewis and, those cornerbacks, if you get a upgrade at some point, or I would say upgrade, up to some extent at cornerback, I think definitely, that's great for the Giants. And, if Adoree covers well and maybe the preseason or they see something out of him that maybe the Titans didn't or they, didn't really use, you'll be seeing a lot more blitzing. And that's what Graham wanted to do in Miami. And, he didn't really have the personnel. He kind of had the personnel that the Giants did, I would say, in 2019 as well, even though they're ahead of us in the rebuild. But I'm really excited to see what this defense has this year. Same thing with the offense. Now, I got a question because I was just thinking of this as I was explaining the whole Adoree Jackson thing. BJ Hill would be playing defensive end in our scheme, right? Defensive end, not nose tackle.
Oh, yeah. I want him to be there. You could put him anywhere. You could put him at the nose if you want to, but he's best suited at the end, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I was just replaying the thing in my head, and I'm like, is Ifeadi Odenigbo going to take time away from him?
That's exactly what I said in my video today. I was like, I love BJ Hill, and I think that if he could earn his starting spot back, that he's going to be good. But the keyword is earned because he got legit competition with Ifeadi now for that spot.
Yeah, and if they go get somebody in the draft, wherever it may be, I think they will prioritize that one over Hill. But I think Hill, in his limited reps in training camp, and hopefully we have a preseason this year. I know they're talking about only 3 games, but if Hill shows up in those games in training camp, hopefully he could beat out maybe that 6th-round pick of the undrafted free agent there. I mean, in my opinion, Odenigbo was getting a spot because, in my opinion, last year, he was the number 1 pass rusher on a team that wasn't really good in terms of defense. So I think definitely not being the number 1, and there's no really number 1 pass rusher on this team. It's mostly, just going around this guy gets this many sacks, this guy gets this many. So I think it will just be a merry-go-round rotation, and I think that's going to be good for guys like Odenigbo and Anderson who haven't gotten much playing time. Well, I mean, and Odenigbo did, but again, he only played like 40-some% of the snaps in 2019, and, he got, 7.5 sacks, something like that, 7.5 sacks, still around the same number. That's you want to implement your thoughts?
I was going to say he also had one of the highest double team rates. It was either last year or the year before when he had 7.5. One out of the two. He's a guy that eats double teams. So Dalvin Tomlinson for us was a guy that eats double teams. He's not necessarily going to be playing the same position, but it's going to be something that the Giants are going to benefit from. I really just like the pass rushing ability of this line now. I think it's improved from last year because I think everybody on the defensive line, it can be a legitimate pass rushing option, from the obvious one in Williams to Dexter Lawrence, who was underrated in that aspect, to BJ Hill, who we just spoke about, to Afidi, and even to the guys below them like RJ McIntosh. Like I said, RJ McIntosh is kind of a defensive end that's playing defensive tackle, if that makes any sense. We kind of got a bunch of defensive ends playing defensive tackles, if that makes sense, in my opinion, with the exception of Lawrence. But Dexter's a monster, so he could literally be anywhere. But that's kind of how I feel about it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. And going back to what I said before about giving Patrick Graham more freedom to blitz, you're not. And what pissed me off during especially the Chicago game was that he was doing the 3-man blitzes, and you did not have a second corner to do that. Like Corey Ballentine was playing that game, Isaac Yiadom was playing that game, any other corner was playing that game. That was kind of what pissed me off there. I'm like, you're doing a 3-man rush with 3 defensive linemen that really, can't get it done in time. They're going to throw to the secondary really fast. That's kind of what pissed me off. But I think, in my opinion, if Adoree Jackson does prove himself, I think you will be seeing less 3-man blitzes. Obviously, defenses change every year, but once again, you'll be seeing less 3-man blitzes and probably more, just 5-6-man blitzes like he wanted to in Miami. Now he's got the best personnel in terms of defensive personnel he's ever had, in my opinion, as a defensive coordinator. So he has to take advantage of the opportunity, and, we'll see what happens.
Real quick, let me get the super chat. Shots Evan Ingram for the $2 super chat. He says, June flight, get ready for 2021 Evan Ingram, #demon season. I think June flight was flight when he was playing other YouTubers in basketball tournaments, and he actually did well because he's normally not good at basketball. And then shout out to DJ Smooth for the $5 super chat. He's saying, can't join the live, bro. I'm here, my guy. Giants a threat this season. We're going to wreak havoc. I like the optimism, DJ Smooth. I would like you to call in one of these times, though, if you got the time, bro. But yeah, Alex, I'm going to have to ask you to get your last thought out because I got one more guy. Sean actually managed to fix his mic, and then I'm going to have to end the stream.
Obviously going back to DJ Smooth, that was kind of me, Hub, Kid Blue, Keith Archer's, and Nate's doing, because we actually influenced him from being a Gettleman hater to more of an optimistic Giants fan. But Hub, thank you for having me on, guys. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, Boys in the Big Apple podcast every Monday at 8:15 p.m. If any of you are Yankee fans, we're going to have a Yankee reporter on next week. We're going to talk about preview for the season and what happened with the Staten Island Yankees. Because obviously they're near and dear to Sean's heart, and it's going to be interesting next week. So, Hub, again, thank you for having me on.
No problem, man. See the man moving up in the world. He's having a reporter on the channel, guys. Definitely go and check it out. Have a good one, Alex.
Peace.
And next up, last call of the night, Sean. What up, bro? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, Hub?
I'm good, man.
Yo, can y'all see me, or I'm not sure if my camera's working.
No, your camera's not on, but that's fine. We could just roll like this.
Yeah, I got so much to talk about. I mean, look, I love this Giants team, man. I love the moves that we've been doing. I love the Kenny Golladay signing. I love Adoree Jackson. I know a lot of fans, are freaking out about us overpaying, but in my opinion, I feel like right now it's really necessary to get these guys, and it's giving us freedom in the draft. We can get an O-line. If a receiver drops us, we can get an O-line. I mean, maybe Micah Parsons. I don't know. It's up to Joe Judge, and they figure out if he's a great person. But yeah, man, I'm so hyped for this season, man.
When was the last time you felt this hype?
Probably. I like 2016, but 2016 probably. Yeah, 2016? Actually, not 2018. 2018, because I felt like, I thought we could run it back maybe with Saquon Odell. But things. I went to the first game of the season, so obviously, I was so hyped for it, but it didn't go well, man. But yeah, look, this is how I see it though. The season, and I feel like we should attack the draft. I feel like if Slater is there at 11, I feel like we have to take him because this O-line is freaking me out. And I know a lot of people are like, Micah Parsons and Jalen Waddle. Like, yeah, I'm cool with that. But I feel like we have to figure this O-line out. These guards are like freaking me out because I love Nick Gates. I don't want to move him to guard at all. I know people want him to move him to guard. I just feel like he works at center. I'm not trying to fix something. It's good. Like, I feel like I want him at center. I like Andrew Thomas. I don't know what's going on with the right tackle, but Shane Lemieux, he can't protect a quarterback. He's a great run blocker. I mean, no doubt about it. I'm not. I'm still question marks with Will Hernandez, but I just feel like, if we get Slater, move him to a guard, maybe he can be like a Zach Martin. I don't know, but I feel like that's the move. But if he's not there, I'm cool with Micah Parsons. But yeah, man, I feel like we have a playoff team. We have a playoff roster. Just Washington just freaks me out. I honestly
I'll tell you this, bro.
Really
Washington had the same line last year, and our line dominated them, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But I just feel like they improved a lot. And the thing is, I like the Curtis Samuel signing for them. They already have Terry McLaurin. They have, I forgot the guy's name. I think it's like KJ Handler. He's not that bad. I think Gibson's a really good running back. And with Fitzpatrick, he's going to go off like the first 3 weeks. Like I'm telling you, he's going to go like off. Everyone's going to be hyping him up. And then he's going to go.
So then we better play him like week 5 then.
Yeah, he's going to go on a tangent, like 5 picks, 4 picks a game. I don't know, but that defense is insane. Their defensive line is stacked. I think they have pretty good secondary. I don't know. I feel like Washington's going to be, I don't know how we're going to play. I don't know how it's going to work with Daniel Jones. That's still a question mark. I mean, we never know. But
I do want to say, to kind of ease your worries and to give you a little bit of a laugh right now, or you might be worried about Fitz, but if there's one dude we're not worried about, it's Flacco and the Eagles.
Oh yeah, no, I am not. I'm not worried about the Eagles. Honestly, I'm not even worried about the Cowboys. I think that their defense is like absolute garbage, and yes, I think that the Cowboys' offense is really good, but it's the same story every single year. Dak, they should have been, I think, 0-4 with Dak last year.
Yeah, they were 1-3 before he went, and they should have been 0-4.
Exactly, and every single year, people.
Bro, that's why I'm not scared of them. People are telling me, "Oh, by that offense," I'm like, "All right, they don't have a defense." And the one thing I keep forgetting to bring up is like, you know what, you say that offense, but when he was healthy, they were 1-3.
Yeah,
like, come on.
They're not gonna. I'm telling you, they're gonna be like an average team. I'm not scared of them. Same thing every single year. I have people saying, "Oh, the Cowboys are gonna win the Super Bowl. Their offense is stacked." I'm telling you how they're not gonna be. I think they're gonna be like a 3rd place team in the East. Honestly, I feel like Washington's probably gonna be first. That's just, I don't know. I'm terrified of Washington. I feel like we're gonna come in second, but it depends on Galladay and our health. Like I love Saquon, but he needs to hit the holes, man. I just like this offensive line.
To speak back on Washington, Saquon will always hit the holes against Washington.
Oh yeah,
they still have the same interior guys there, and he's dominated those interior guys for his entire career so far. So that's why it's a kind of easier worries on Washington a little bit. Last year we did fine against them. Our offensive line surprisingly held it down against Washington. They did improve their defense as a whole, which means they could probably get a step up on our O-line. But we improved our offense and our defense as a whole, and hopefully we're going to address the line in the draft, right? So that's why I'm like, we're just a good matchup for Washington. And I really think that we're going to be a team that can consistently beat them. I mean, like, we've had their number for the past couple of years, but, like, they improved, but so did we. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I'm not terrified of Washington.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, we've definitely improved. I love our signing. Just with Galladay, I feel like it's either gonna be a hit or miss. I feel like if it's a hit, he's gonna be insane. He's gonna play really well, but it could also be a miss. I just feel like I don't know how Daniel Jones is gonna be able to. I mean, I want to see how Daniel Jones playing with the true number 1 receiver. Like, I want to see that. I feel like if Daniel Jones isn't the guy, I feel like that could set us back a little bit, But I feel like our defense. I love our secondary, bro. The NYPD is back, baby. I'm so hyped about our secondary. I love every single bit about it. I like our defense. I love our defensive line.
Our
like
defensive
Leo.
line, by the way, is still the strongest part of our defense, in my opinion.
Really? Better than the secondary?
Yeah, I'll take that all day, every day. Our defensive line has been one of the strongest in the NFL last year, and I think it's still the best part of our defense ahead of the secondary.
I mean, I don't know about that, but like I like Leo, yeah. But actually, yeah, we do have a good defensive line. We need an edge rusher though, for sure. We need a true edge rusher.
We don't necessarily need it this year, which is what I've been saying for months. I'm like, we need them, yeah, but we don't need them this year. Like, we can survive with it. We survived without them last year, and we were number 12 in sacks and I think top 10 in pressures. We got better as a whole, so we could survive without them against this year.
Yeah, no, I think this year though, I feel like Ifeedi's gonna play well. I feel like we've done well with situational pass rushers with Marcus Golden, and then I think last year was Fackrell. I feel like we'll be fine. And Carter's coming back. You know, I have a lot of hype for him. I hope he stays healthy because he looked really well last year. Yeah, I think our defense is gonna be solid. Our offense, I think it's all about health, and I feel like if we have a good offensive line, like if we fix our guard positions, I'm gonna be feeling more secure about Saquon staying healthy. And
DJ staying healthy as well.
Yeah, DJ. I mean, look,
it's crazy how everybody on our offense has an injury history.
Yeah, it just that's what scares me because I'm thinking to myself, if Saquon goes down, then I don't know what's gonna happen. Running back, we have Booker, right? DJ might get hurt for like two games. I mean, he did that last year. I think he missed like 2 games or something like that.
And he did that his rookie year too.
Yeah, and then Galladay. I mean, I love Galladay, but he's such a big receiver. He gets himself. He can get hit. He's just that type of guy. And you know, Sterling Shepard always gets hurt for like a couple weeks. And then Slayton, I don't know. I honestly I don't really like Slayton that well. I feel like I liked him his rookie year, but last year he didn't play well. As I know he was first receiver, but that's what scares me. I'm hoping it's all about injuries. I mean, football is a game of injuries, but yeah, man, it's all up to the football gods this year. Honestly, I hope Saquon has a good year because I feel like if he doesn't have a good year, I just feel like he's probably gonna be off the team or he's gonna maybe comes back. Maybe they bring him back for the 5th-year option, but I feel like we're most likely trade him. I'm just hoping that Saquon's the guy because I love Saquon. I love him so much, you know. So yeah, that's like my thoughts on this year's Giants team. I feel like on low key though, I wanted an edge rusher last year. Last offseason, I wanted Ngakoue, and then this offseason, I was starting to hear rumors about Clowney coming maybe on a cheap deal, but honestly, I'm fine. I don't want to sign like another free agent because I feel like right now with our cap space, we need to keep some money for the draft. And I feel like this offseason, I love Gettleman. Gettleman is amazing, and I love the Odell trade. I know people are just stuck in the past. People with hating the media just trashes us all the time. Like, it's crazy. They talk all the time about the Cowboys, you know, and now everyone's hyping up Washington. I mean, I'm terrified of Washington, but I feel like the Giants, we deserve some credit because we had a pretty strong offseason.
100%, bro. We definitely deserve it, man. And that's going to be a good place for me to end it because it's like 11:40 now. Sean, thank you for calling in, man. One last question. I see Joe I can't pronounce it. My tongue isn't working. Joe, what's up, man? He says, who do you want at 11? I'm going anybody, bro. I'll be happy at this point with whoever they take. I could see offensive line 100%. I could see at this point, I could still see Parsons a little bit. I could see if they go receiver. I could see them going anywhere, and I'd be fine with it, Joe. Shout out to Joseph. He's tuning out as well. Thank you for tuning in. Jaden as well. Joseph Clark, Jaden the champ. Sean, man, you came in and D Piazza. Thank you, Joe. D Piazza.
Thanks,
Sean, you literally gave all your thoughts, man, and I agree with basically all of them, man. Good calling, man.
Thank you for letting me on. Have a good
No problem. Have a good night, man. And with that being said, guys, I'm gonna end it right here. Great stream tonight. Shout out to all you, as usual. You guys, the chat, the audience made it a great stream. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm out, man.